Only lame people are on time. Also, I just realized this is
So,
the
our
first
audience?
time you're debuting your hair.
I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna post about it on Instagram, and just the entire week I was like, do stuff though.
Ah, things.
Yeah.
No. Hi,
Hi,
Celeste.
How you doing?
Celeste is always prompt and on time.
Yeah, she is. She's always on time.
Because she's organized. I mean, I know I say that people who are on time are lame, but that's only because I'm always late or early.
It's an excuse for you to not be on time.
Exactly. Yeah, but you're lame.
Oh my god!
How could you?
Hey guys, I know it's been a little while.
Yeah.
I
Well,
shaved my head.
Welcome
So-
back. Yeah, things happened. Things changed.
Yeah.
like Sam's head.
Mm. Yeah, I swear to God, I'll actually post about it on Instagram. I know it's not a big deal, but I need to share more stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, same here. I haven't posted in ages.
Yeah. Well, I mean, lately we've just had stuff.
Yeah,
Going on.
Stuff that's been happening. Celeste jumped
Why did you jump, Celeste?
because you're scary.
Right. I thought it might be like a Van Halen thing, you know. Jump!
Jump! Because she might as well. All right.
Yes. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, that's right.
It's different. I actually don't mind it. This is why I'm not super stressed about the whole hair thinning thing, is because I look fine with like a shaved head.
Yeah, no, it suits you. Me, on the
you
other
so
hand,
much.
no, I had to get on that shit.
I think we have to actually see it.
Yeah,
physically.
no, I need to post.
Speaking of getting on that shit, I gotta take my finasteride.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I'm still
Get into it,
still
bro.
doing stuff about my hair.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still, you know,
Haven't completely given up.
I'm not giving up on it. I'm not stressed about it. You know.
Sam, your head looks awesome.
Thank you.
Got a fine
I
head.
do have a good head. It's true. A solid head on my shoulders.
How's your head? No complaints.
Just got a fucking blockhead, mate.
You missed the joke.
Hmm?
How's your head?
Oh,
No complaints.
yeah, that's a classic gay joke, right?
Yes, it
It's
is.
a good one.
Oh, Celeste missed us. We missed you too.
Yeah, actually, that's like the being prepared part isn't always great, but the connecting with people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Just gonna give it a few more seconds, then we'll get into the main discussion for today. As you can see, expanded universes are going to talk about the good, the bad,
The ugly.
the really fucking complicated.
All right, so power's plugged in.
Oh, cool. Jen said that YouTube notifications is working,
Oh, that's nice.
which is nice.
Yeah.
I know, change the pace.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, not a few people really are digging the look.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, again, it's because as much as some people might say, you're just a white guy. I think it's pretty clear when I shave my head that I'm not just a
Yeah.
white guy.
Yeah,
Like, it's less obvious.
I don't know. I think it's clear at all given times that you're not white. I don't
Well, but like,
fuck people do it. Me, okay.
because I
can
don't
get it.
look. I mean, I kind of look like a skinhead, but I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you just look like like an Asian guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think also it works so well because when you've made it super short, it makes the hairline work to your advantage.
Yeah.
It just looks super distinct now.
It looks more clear. Whereas when I have the long hair, the hairline really gets in my way.
Jackie wants us to help with an argument.
Is this the time?
I mean, yeah, probably maybe just send us a message later on Insta. Maybe just DM us about it.
yeah, maybe message us. I know that we haven't really been responding to messages.
Probably didn't get a notification. Man, this is a thing, isn't it? Because I've seen this from lots of people.
The notifications thing is it's iffy, but subscribing doesn't mean you're going to get a notification.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the misconception is that people subscribe and hit the bell and you'll get a notification. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
YouTube does not do that.
Right. What the fuck's the bell for then?
It's basically
Just-
to notify that you would like that.
Right. Okay. Wow, that seems like exactly what the like button is for.
To a degree, yeah. No, but you would like to get notified.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. It seems like
YouTube
it's like a very straightforward thing. Like either I have notifications on or off.
It's not. It's social media still. We
Yeah.
still have to win the algorithm, and right
Okay.
now we're not.
Yeah, sure.
Basically, what I would say is that because our audience retention on this particular channel is around 25%,
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's
where
still growing.
YouTube is not going to send out those notifications to all of our audience.
Yeah,
If
no.
they're like, if only 25% of the people that are subscribed to your channel like your stuff,
Well,
we're
and they
not going
send
to
notifications 25% of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily always the exact
Exact people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. This is still like this is a baby channel,
Mm.
little baby boy. Well, yeah. Turn on notifications. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, Jack. We'll talk
We're
later.
okay.
Also,
cool.
nice shirt. Ah, thank you.
Yeah, the classic.
Yeah, I was
Book
actually gonna give it away because I noticed there was like you can't see it super well from the camera, but it's like fading to that kind of like navy blue sort of shade. But I don't know, I might keep it after all.
Give it away. Give it away. Give it away.
Way
now.
now, like, right
this
fucking
second.
now.
No one wants to. Well, I mean, Mr. Beast has been killing it.
I mean, yeah,
for like several years now.
if there was a winner, it's him.
Oh, oh, did you see his Squid Games thumbnail? I didn't even watch the video. I just know
I
how
just
fucking
noticed the thumbnail.
Dude, the thumbnail and the title
I was just
killed
like,
it.
Bruh, of course.
Timing,
Of course. Yeah, timing.
Picture, everything. Just
Impeccable.
perfect,
Yeah. All right, I think we should get started on this shit. So today, we're going to be talking about expanded universes. So shit like the MCU, obviously, but also like DC,
Just
Star
expanded
Wars.
universes
Yeah.
in general. There's a bunch. I mean, DC animated universe.
Yeah, DC animated universe, TV shows and movies. You know, we're not going to be too picky.
No.
But yeah, right off the bat, we're going to head right into the bad stuff.
Mm.
So one of the biggest parts is just, bro, that shit's complicated.
It is complicated. So this falls under both the pro and the
Yeah.
con sort of thing. There's
Get
a lot of
A lot
content.
of fucking content.
And obviously on the bad side of that, it's like, if you're not fully on board with
Yeah.
multiple people's shared vision for this big deal, it's going to be tough because,
Yeah.
you know, you only like certain aspects of it. And I know this is a problem that you specifically have had, even with things like the CW shows, which
Yeah, for sure.
are only as connected as you really want them to
Yeah,
be.
for sure.
You know,
for sure.
you don't have to watch them all, but even then, for you, you're like,
That's more of a compulsion on my end. I
To a
just
degree.
feel the need to like see all of it.
and a decent amount of people have that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's like if you don't like all of it, but you hate that feeling of like, whoa, look, this character's got a significant entrance,
Oh,
and it's like,
FOMO.
oh yeah, you're
It's
just like,
literally
oh,
for you. That's all
there's
it
a
is.
thing I need to know. And then you're like, man, I didn't fucking like this show. Why am I even watching it? What am I doing here?
Most of like the hype around it for you, in the sense, is just like, but what are they going to do next?
Yeah, it's just
But
like,
you don't actually care about the rest.
but what if it's good?
Yeah, it could be good. You don't
it could
know.
be great. I don't know. It might be. And you
Yeah.
know, there are sometimes like some really good elements. Like with Arrow. Arrow wasn't really my cup of tea,
Mm.
but there were some elements that I was like, man, this is like the best version of this thing that I've ever seen done. Like Ra's al Ghul
Mhm.
in Arrow was the best depiction of Ra's al Ghul that I've ever seen. Because I was
It's
just
not
like,
even in Batman.
and he's not even in Batman. And I was like, man, I'll take it. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I'll take
Yeah.
it. Fine.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to agree with you there, just because with the Ra's al Ghul that we've gotten in virtually every other iteration, it's always been just a little bit too ridiculous
Yeah.
and a touch racist.
yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, yeah, that
Kind
makes
of.
sense with those older kind of characters.
With a lot of, it's very caricature-y.
Yes.
But at least
very
in the
much.
Arrow one, it was, well, they tried to be more realistic.
Yes,
Which
they
is
did.
both the folly and, you know, upside of that show.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know?
No, they made it work. They really pulled it off. But I mean, yeah, that's the other problem with it. Like when you're talking about inconsistencies, is also just inconsistencies throughout the big, expansive fucking story you're
Well,
telling.
yeah, because some people will do a really good version of a story, and some people will just fucking suck.
Yeah, and it's like when you've made it that each part is integrally tied to everything else, you can't just be like, oh, well, that didn't count. That's like, no, this is mandatory. Fucking Amazing Spider-Man. Like, I know it's kind of getting a resurgence
This is Andrew
because of No
Garfield?
Way Home. Yeah,
Right.
no, Andrew Garfield. I know it's getting kind of a resurgence or like a revival because of No Way Home.
Sure.
But when those two movies came out, everybody hated them.
Yeah,
okay?
and for the record, I haven't seen No Way Home, so no fucking spoilers, guys.
Yes, actually, don't
Please.
spoil anything. He hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there were like bad movies. I mean,
Along
Andrew
the way.
Garfield was great, but there were bad
Yeah,
movies,
the-
and now you kind of have to watch them to get the full scope of No Way Home.
Okay, I think the first Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
was pretty solid.
It was alright.
There was some
It was
problems,
okay.
but it was pretty solid.
Yes.
The second one was a fucking mess.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was honestly more of a mess to me than Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tobey Maguire.
You know what? Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Look, at least Spider-Man 3 was still kind of fun,
Yeah.
but I found with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it was just a convoluted mess that wasn't even that fun.
Dig on this. It's from Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
when he
right,
just starts
yeah.
doing jazz.
He starts like scat dancing and shit.
I love how like Sam Raimi's interpretation of like, okay, Peter's a mean badass.
Yeah.
Well, who should I base him off? Maybe those mean jazz kids who gave me shit when I was a kid. Yeah, that's the epitome of a bully. Like, what? What is your experience?
That one asshole from music theater,
Yeah.
that's the guy.
He'd always embarrass me
He's
by,
like-
by scatting at me.
Those guys in Guys and Dolls.
Oh yeah. Oh, stop it, man! Stop it!
Yeah.
It's so bizarre, but yeah, I think I can see what you're talking about because really, what it comes down to is network like executive meddling.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 had like a bit. It's like for the most part it was all right, but the things that the studio put their
They
grubby
tried to
mitts on,
overstuff
you
the
could
second
really see it.
Yeah,
They
you could
stood
really
out
tell.
like sore thumbs.
Well,
you
because
know?
they wanted more like
Yeah.
merch sales.
Exactly. And then the second one was like, okay, 90% of this movie
Mm.
is just like
It's an ad.
It's an ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for their other movies that they
Yeah.
want
Well,
to do.
and for the other movies, but also I'm talking just figurines and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because even
yeah.
adults buy figurines. Now.
Yes, that's true. That's
Mm.
true. But yeah, no, that's kind of like, yeah, actually, fucking surprisingly enough, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is kind of a perfect example because they were so hell-bent on setting up their, like, Spider-Man villains universe.
It kind of reminds me of Batman and Robin. Yeah, they were doing the Sinister Six
and they
thing.
did the thing.
They tried
they
so
just-
hard.
They forgot to actually write the story
They forgot
that
to
they
write-
were writing.
They forgot to make a movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's kind of like one of the biggest problems with expanded universes is
Well, it's-
there's such a big focus. There's such a focus on the big picture that you forget that each individual piece is meant to be
Needs
good.
work. Yeah, each
Yeah.
individual piece is still a whole fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when we're talking about movies, when we're talking about shows, it's another story. But then it's like, how easy is it to get around what the network is trying to do to make however much money when it's like multiple directors, multiple
directors,
teams,
yep.
multiple franchises and movies and characters and
Mm.
stuff, and you have to deal with all of these directors.
Yeah.
So that is a problem.
Yeah, in terms of just inconsistent creative vision. I mean, fuck. Think of Eternals as a
Think of
more
Thor.
recent example. Yeah, think of Thor. I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But think of Eternals, just
Mm.
wildly different.
Mhm.
So fucking so left of field.
Mm.
Which I kind of appreciated.
I enjoyed Eternals, but
But it felt like it honestly felt like the first like
It should have
Marvel
been a miniseries.
Yeah, it feels like
Go on.
well, one it should have been a
Yeah,
miniseries.
go on.
There's a whole video we could do on
Go
Eternals.
Go on.
But it feels like the first one they've done in a while that actually could just be like left to the wayside if you really wanted to. You could just ignore it. They've not done anything else with the IP yet within the MCU.
It doesn't impact the rest of the MCU. Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And that kind of had to be done because they had to like work them in retroactively and explain how it was like, oh no, they were like unseen and unheard
Yeah,
the whole
and
time.
they weren't involved because that's human shit. We weren't supposed to be
Human
involved.
shit. Except, Thanos wasn't human. That's literally affected the entire
Whole thing, yeah.
universe. So yeah, it, again, makes big plot holes like that, especially when you're trying to do shit retroactively.
I mean, that's where the prequel problem comes into play too. But
Yeah, also the prequel problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is kind of an expanded universe thing
Indeed,
because
yeah.
by making
Absolutely.
prequels,
expanding your
you're
universe.
expanding your
Absolutely.
universe, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's hard to retroactively fit something in
Mm.
when it's like you didn't design it that way. Like
Trying
look
to
at
fit the whole picture together.
Captain Marvel as well,
Mhm.
where it's like there was a lot of good things about that movie, but one of the biggest downfalls was the fact that they had to be like, yeah, we're kind of gonna like put it in there before any of this happened,
Mm.
but kind of explain why it never gets referenced again,
Mhm.
and also though like. We recorded her part for Endgame
Ahead of time. So
Ahead
now
of
you have to
time,
fit that in.
so we've got to
Yeah.
fit that in as well.
That's a similar problem to Aquaman, actually.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
James Wan did not have the same creative vision as whoever did the fucking Justice League. Whedon and
Whedon
Snyder.
and Snyder, yeah.
Mostly Snyder, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wildly
it
inconsistent.
was very different. Yeah,
Even the tone of just from Justice League and like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman into
it was a wild shift into Aquaman
yeah,
and
into-
Shazam
and
and Wonder
Shazam,
Woman.
yeah.
And that was a good shift.
Yeah,
They
for
had
sure.
to do it
For
but
sure,
it was, they had to change real quick.
yeah, it makes it very awkward. Yeah, it especially makes it very awkward when shit goes wrong.
Mm.
You see with like the Flash movie that's coming out, it's the first feature length Flash movie,
And
live
it's a
action.
big crossover
And it's a
event.
big crossover event.
Yeah.
It's not even really a Flash movie. It's a Flash and Co.
And you know
movie.
what's hilarious about DC fucking up these big crossover event type things?
Mm.
They were the ones who invented the crossover event and made it a thing that works.
Yeah.
It was DC's idea to be like, hey, huge crossovers with fucking like 50 characters
Yeah,
from
yeah,
50 different storylines. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, Infinite Crisis.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it really worked well. But the fact, and they did the DC animated universe, which worked
Yes,
perfectly.
they
And
did.
now they're fucking it up with the
I know.
main movies.
And I think that one of the key things to focus on, especially with the DC animated stuff, yeah, you got gunk in your eyes, sorry man.
I can tell.
The thing that I think a lot of people forget with the DC animated universe and why it worked, why that version of an expanded universe works, is that it was continuity light.
Yeah.
It was like,
they,
okay.
They weren't trying too hard.
You should
Yeah.
probably watch the DC animated stuff, but it's not mandatory
You don't-
viewing
yeah.
if you want to watch Justice League.
If you want to just watch Justice League, it's okay. You
It's
don't
good.
have to have seen Batman.
It's fine. You get what's going on. You get the gist of the characters. I mean,
Absolutely.
partly because they're massive characters. So, shit.
Absolutely.
Who's not heard of Batman at least? But, you know what? The same thing goes for Dave Filoni's vision for the Star Wars expanded universe with the Clone Wars going into the Mandalorian and Boba Fett. You can watch Clone Wars and get a deeper appreciation for
You don't have
what's
to.
happening, but you don't have to because it's not really about them. It's just like, oh,
It's
cool.
a nice side story.
There's a neat Jedi lady, and he's bringing the baby to her. That's cool. That's pretty cool, I guess. And I'm over here just freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, it's Ahsoka in live action. But both of us are enjoying the experience. No one's like, man, who the fuck is this? What the fuck are they talking about? What's happening here? You know?
When you make it required viewing, that's a problem. And you can see with certain franchises where they tried to start it that way, where there was
Yeah.
like required viewing,
Yeah.
and it kind of ruins it.
Um,
that happened with, I think it's called The Dark Tower. It's an Idris
Right.
Elba movie.
Yeah, and it's based off of Stephen King.
And it, like,
Book.
what they wanted to do was set the movies after the books.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you have to have read all of these fucking books
Yep.
for this movie to make sense.
Yeah.
It's the first movie.
I mean, shit, that fucking even just ties right back into No Way Home, which is probably the most
because you have to watch like
egregious
15
example.
different sort of movies.
Yeah,
we were
I think-
discussing this earlier.
I think we counted it up, like nearly
roughly
15
around
movies.
15 or so that you have to watch.
You
for
need
it
to
make
watch
sense.
for all of it to like add up. Otherwise, it's like, I mean, yeah, and a part of that is just because it's a sequel.
Mhm.
But even discounting that, that's still like 12 movies.
Yeah, it's the sequel of all
12.
sequels.
12 fucking movies.
Mm.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
If like, God help you if you're late to the party.
Mhm.
God help you, even if you just didn't see the Amazing Spider-Man and Sam Raimi Spider-Man. That's 5 fucking movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of even then leads to the other problem where that's one thing to be like, okay, you know what? Movies are now TV shows.
Yeah.
They are big, fancy TV shows that
Mm.
get played on a big screen.
Mm.
But then when you do the same thing to the TV shows,
Mm.
and you're like, yeah, you need to watch these 3 separate series to get what's happening
Okay,
here.
but how many series are actually like that?
No, but it's kind of going
I know-
in that
I
direction.
know what you're saying,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You can kind of say that with like the Marvel Netflix things.
Yes, I would
They all
definitely
tie
say
together
yeah.
pretty heavily, but you know what? I don't think you have to watch them all
Yeah,
for them to make sense.
sure,
Did
sure.
you?
I mean, they didn't actually finish all of them, so there was
There is
also
that.
that. There was
It's
also
unfinished.
that. We wouldn't know, and we wouldn't have known
Mm.
unless until they.
I know
wrapped
they
that
at
up.
least brought. I appreciate that they at least brought back Charlie Cox.
Yes,
to play Daredevil.
they
in,
have.
the new one.
They are probably not going to touch any of the other 3 defenders. I don't think.
Oh, that's weak.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like maybe. I mean, it's all speculation and conjecture at this point. But Jessica Jones' subject matter is just way too intense.
It's very intense.
for the MCU,
MCU.
which is more family friendly.
Yeah.
Luke Cage was received very poorly, and Iron Fist was received very poorly.
Yeah, both cases. The trouble is,
Yeah.
the casting
Yeah.
for all 4 of them, plus the Punisher, John
Oh, yeah,
Bernthal's
Punisher.
Punisher. The casting for all of them was fucking epic.
Actually, you know
I
what?
think they really did a good job with casting.
Punisher, they still might bring back just
Mm.
because I saw on their like
Mm.
list of upcoming projects they've got an untitled Deadpool movie
Mhm.
where they're gonna like bring
Yeah, they
Ryan
could do
Reynolds.
that.
And honestly, that was probably the point of Once Upon a
Mm.
Deadpool to show that
Mhm.
hey, this can be PG-13.
Okay, hang on. How does that tie into Punisher? You're not doing a PG-13 Punisher. In
Yeah, I
Deadpool.
know. That's it. That's an interesting
Joking?
thing of like, dude, they would try.
Yeah,
if
look at
they
this
think
way.
that if they thought they could make it work, they would try.
So the Punisher and Deadpool story I can think of
Mm.
is, you could do it PG-13.
As a buddy cop movie.
No, it's not that.
Mm.
It's Punisher hunting Deadpool for being a criminal.
Yeah.
And then realizing it's really difficult to kill
To
him
kill
because he
him.
manages several times, then it doesn't take.
An anti-buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that would actually be fucking great.
It could be great, but PG-13. I'm not talking about whether it'd be good or bad.
Yeah, just
I know
PG-13,
I
yeah.
know I'd enjoy Deadpool and Punisher because I've enjoyed it in the past.
Yeah, true.
You know.
That's fair.
Moving on.
Oh yeah, but also just Oh, yep, out of time? No, okay. Yeah, just the other thing I wanted to bring up was like, yeah, you
Because we
mentioned.
had other points.
Yeah, true. But you mentioned Thor.
Mm. Oh god, yeah, Thor.
The
Sure,
other thing,
go
yeah,
on.
you got to remember is that like people like to see the MCU as this big, expansive,
works.
like master project, and it's like
Mm.
yes, it was all foretold in advance. Like no, they had up until Avengers planned out,
Yeah.
and you got to remember the majority of those movies were bad. I
Mm.
just recently
Rewatched
rewatched up
Yeah.
into Thor: The Dark World.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah, they Thor. The first
The
two
first
Thor
two Thor
movies
movies were pretty bad.
suck.
Yeah.
Like, I thought
The only thing that's good about them is the introduction of the characters
yeah,
that are in them.
it's just the characters, just the
Yeah.
casting.
Yeah.
But it's so very badly misused. You can
Mm.
really see that they had a big budget, but they also just didn't really have a big
Well,
budget.
they also didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, there was so
They hadn't
yeah,
figured out the plan for Thor.
they really hadn't because
Yeah.
you can see this like. It's a long movie, but surprisingly little actually happens. It could probably be
Yeah.
condensed down to a 20-minute
Mhm.
TV show episode,
Mhm.
like a special.
Mhm. Or maybe
Um,
an hour TV special or whatever.
Yeah, but I was surprised because I rewatched it
Mm.
thinking like, oh yeah, the first Thor was all right, and the second one is really where it goes downhill. And it's like, no, they're both bad. They're
Mhm.
both bad movies.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, when you get off on the
Dude,
wrong
second
foot,
and third Iron Man are
yeah,
terrible.
second and third Iron Man are terrible.
Mm.
When you get off on the wrong foot like that,
Mhm.
it makes it awkward to be like, oh, I want to like appreciate this whole thing, so I have to sit through this fucking slog, this
Yeah.
absolute punish
Yeah.
of a movie
Yeah.
just to get the full picture.
Yeah.
And
And
that
that's
sucks.
sometimes you get that with TV shows where it's like the first season's really not good.
Yeah,
but then
no.
it gets really
And then
good
it gets
after
really-
that.
and
And
it
you're like,
just
I
depends.
gotta get through 20 episodes of this
Gotta
garbage.
just tough it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that depend. And yeah, that's just brings it back to the problem that I was saying, like with it becoming the thing with TV shows, it's becoming industry standard.
It is, but again, they're all like you can make it work really well.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But the problem is that most companies are more focused on just
Just focus on the
putting-
money and
yeah,
the
more focused on
merchandising.
money. And there is a recipe for just we can just put out hot garbage.
Mm.
It will make the money back,
Yeah.
and people will complain,
Yeah.
and they'll talk,
Mm.
and there'll be demand for us to do it properly.
Mm.
So then we just get another swing at it.
Yeah.
People see it as
Mm.
like, man, just like these people are ruining their IPs and
Mm.
they're ruining the franchise. Like, yeah, but it's still going.
Mhm.
It's still happening.
Is it ruined?
Yeah, people say like, "Oh God, the last Star Wars movie fucking ruined the franchise,
But they're
man."
still doing
But
Star
there's
Wars.
still Star Wars content, and you're gonna watch it.
Mhm.
You're gonna eat that shit up, and you're gonna say,
Yeah.
"Thank you, Lucasfilms."
God. Oh, Disney now.
Oh, Disney,
Let's
yeah,
be
yeah,
realistic.
yeah. Let's be real. You're gonna be thank you, Mr. Mouse.
Mm.
Thank you so much for my half-baked shit.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Oh yes, you really do blow my mind.
Speaking of which, I hate that song.
Yes,
I wish I hadn't. got
it's
that.
kind of annoying.
It's too late.
But yeah, and just I guess the last thing I wanted to bring up, speaking of corporation, was just corporate drama and licensing
Mm.
meddling with the creative
Well, I mean,
vision.
that's kind of what we have already
Yeah.
been talking about with the network problems and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you've got the issues of you can't do this because these characters were licensed off to another company because
Yeah.
we were broke.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
we made a shitload of bad decisions in the 80s and 90s.
yeah. So we sold off our biggest assets, and now we've just spent the last 30 years fighting to get them back.
Trying to fix it. Yeah, I mean that's a pro and a con because there's a lot of good movies that wouldn't have happened if they weren't forced into a creative box.
Exactly. No way
But,
home.
you know, then there's a lot of things we can't get because of the
Yep.
exact same reasons.
Yeah, it's kind of thing where like people were like saying like No Way Home is so fucking amazing, it's so good, man. Maybe Sony was right all along, and like maybe they had the right idea. Look, the MPs. I would even say that Tom Holland's Peter Parker was not Spider-Man until No Way Home because it was missing so many hallmarks of the character, like the great power, great responsibility thing, a death of like a close loved one to drive him, but that's not necessarily because Sony knows how to do it right, and Marvel kind of just fucked him up.
Yeah.
No, it's because Marvel was not allowed to use those elements of the character, so they just had to do the best with what they had.
Yeah, but also I'm gonna say with Sony, it's like because of how much money and how Spider-Man will bring in, how popular he is. It's like you were saying before, they just had multiple chances because we keep being like,
exactly.
We'll watch it.
We'll watch it again.
You know what I mean?
We'll
So they just kept throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? There was out of the 5 Spider-Man movies before Tom Holland signed on.
Yeah.
There's 5 of them. 2 of them? No, 3 of them.
3 of them. 3 of them.
The first 2 first Spider-Man and the first Amazing Spider-Man, pretty solid. But then like 3 and 2 for both of those franchises, not so good.
Nah, not
you know?
great.
And it's literally just because every time they fucked up, they were like, oh, just redo it.
Try again.
Start again.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We got many more takes at this. Don't worry, guys.
For sure.
We'll get it right.
Oh, and mind you, I'm not taking either company's side. I know that's a
There's
thing
no sides.
to
I hate
argue
that
about like
bullshit.
Disney and Sony and who's ruining Spider-Man.
They're
like,
all good and bad for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like essentially it boils down to the people in the writing room, generally pretty good.
Generally.
The people up top, generally pretty bad.
Yeah, generally less good.
That's all it comes down to.
Well, and it's how often they're trying to. Well, they're basing the decisions around how much money they're going to make.
Exactly.
And in a sense, they have to a certain degree, because you have to make a certain amount of money for it to work at all.
Yeah.
But when you reach too far, and then it's like, well, but the franchise is shit now.
Yep.
It's kind of reminded me of Def Leppard in the '80s when they spent 4 years making Hysteria, and they finally looked at their bill for the record, and they're like, oh, we're £4 million in debt, in debt.
Cool.
Great. So we have to sell how many records to break even? And I think it was 2-3 million just to break even.
Yeah, we could do a whole video just about the creative integrity versus business savvy decision making.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this case, it was
IPs and stuff.
Absolutely the right choice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because Hysteria is one of the biggest rock albums of all fucking time.
They definitely made their money back.
However, how many people have tried to do similar things and absolutely bombed?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on that note, we can just jump right into comments because for once we're on time. All right, let's go back. Whoosh. Okay. Yeah, you go hard.
I'll do this. But this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Alice, how are you guys? Well, we're doing solid.
Yeah.
We're doing all right.
All right.
Yeah. New haircut, that looks different. That looks good. Yeah, appreciate it, Jenna. Yeah. If the storyline seems super complicated or dragged, I don't even start following usually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
look, that comes down to personal taste.
That's going to come down to the individual, yeah.
It comes down to personal taste, but
that is kind of what we're saying about too much content.
It does get a bit stifling, especially even with the industry moving in that direction. Where you start feeling like, man, everything is a sequel or a remake or a spin-off, and everything has required viewing now, so it's not as enjoyable for the casual viewer.
I would agree, yeah. I too am a completionist. I'll find it all. Yeah, just like Steph.
And it's also stressful for me because I gotta fucking go through so much shit.
Yeah. With the CW, I always want to see the best and give them a chance, but they sometimes make it difficult. Well, yeah, half the time. The CW's done a lot of great things and then a lot of terrible things.
Yeah, it's an even split, I'd say.
CW Roz was amazing. Completely. Oh, Roz Ugly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Love your t-shirt, Steph.
Thank
Don't
you.
we all?
Yeah.
With the Arrowverse, I just always watch the pilot and then decided if I stick with it. So I'll watch Batman the Flash and watch Arrow to the end, but I'm super down with Supergirl. Yeah, this is a tough one because some of them, the pilot was pretty bad, or the first season in general was pretty bad. I would say Supergirl got better through the first 3 seasons and then started to get worse again. Part of this had to do, at least in my opinion, with Melissa's personal life, which not her fault at all.
Yeah,
but
this unfortunately does affect
she was
it.
being treated badly, and you can kind of see it in her performance.
Right.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
So Supergirl, a bit of a problem. The Flash, Well, actually, all of them to a degree. They kind of went up and then down. But they changed so much throughout the show. You kind of have to watch at least through the first season before you can judge.
I'm willing to give that stuff a pass when it's TV shows, especially because you can take it in little bite-sized chunks.
And
it's like with Hazel gets burnout when watching movies because she can't sit still for that long.
Yeah, no,
but with TV shows, even though in total we'll spend more time watching
content,
a TV show, it's way more.
It's easier to break it up.
Yeah, because it's like there's like definitive conclusion, then you start again and again, like those short bursts, you know?
Absolutely. Toby was the real Spider-Man.
See, I would make the argument that each Spider-Man actor represented a different aspect better in a different way, you know?
That's totally fair. I give TV shows a 5-episode limit to get me. If you didn't get me, screw you. That depends on the kind of show.
Yeah.
It's a really tough one. So if you're talking like high-quality production, like HBO type shows, I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Because they have to hit the ground running.
Exactly. There's no excuse.
But other shows that are like mid-budget network shows, this is the kind of thing with the CW shows. And you get even the same thing with like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Dude, the first season is bad.
Right.
Like the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really not good.
Sorry, guys.
However, it just keeps getting better every season.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's way up there. I keep going back to it and be like, you know what? It's time to rewatch the third time.
Yeah, I've noticed
like
that.
a year after I just watched it the second time.
I've kind of been counting the times.
Yeah. You can see how many times I mentioned something. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is right up there. But the first season got
it took time because, look, I think a lot of people really underappreciate just how much time and effort goes into planning out a show, the like pipeline kind of like structure that they have to get, and any little interruption with that throws the whole thing off. And networks frequently interrupt shit that they don't think is as important. They'll just be like, nah, fuck you. We know that you were supposed to air your episodes on this day. We're going to push you back because we've got this other show now that we think is more important. And that means like, oh, fuck, scheduling and all that shit. Yeah. Sorry.
IL says, I miss you guys. Is that how I pronounce it? IL? Am I right there? You can. Well, we're way far back on the comments, so I guess I won't find out. Still love Legends of Tomorrow, 7 seasons. Well, okay, but the Legends of Tomorrow is a classic example of a show that didn't even get good until like season 3. And at season 4, I was like, okay, we know what this is now, and it just kept getting better from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Toby Forever, absolutely. Arrowverse is just way too much. They ruined it. Yes and no, again, because like the seasons 5 through 7 Legends of Tomorrow, you don't have to watch anything else in the CW verse. Arrowverse, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just fucking sick on its own.
Yeah.
It's just fun and funny. I just never got the same real Spider-Man feeling back after Toby. Well, I mean, he was your first.
Exactly.
I started with Arrow, but then I realized I had to watch everything and just bailed. No, that's the thing. You definitely do not have to watch everything. The CW verse, it's connected, but it's not that connected.
It depends, because I feel like I have to.
As someone who has watched everything from the CW verse, you do not have to watch it.
But that's the other problem. Sometimes it kind of misleads you into thinking like you don't know for sure how important this thing is going to be later. And I, for one, hate the feeling of getting to a point and being like, shit, I gotta backtrack to the beginning of this other show just to get context for what's happening now.
In real time, I can understand you feeling that way or thinking that, but knowing everything about the CW verse, no.
Yeah, I'm not even necessarily talking about just like not necessarily
as
just
it was happening.
CW show, like as it was happening, or with other things. Like I just fucking hate that feeling of like, oh fuck, should I go watch this thing? Which is why I appreciated having you to ask about it. So like, hey, do I have to watch Supergirl in order to watch Superman and Lois?
Not even a little bit.
Because but if I had just gone with my gut instinct, I would have thought, man,
I can't watch Superman and Lois.
It's the same guys from that, and I probably won't understand what's going on. You know,
it is connected, but it does not matter.
And it's very daunting. Yeah,
I would absolutely recommend watching Superman and Lois, and do not go back to watch Supergirl. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
In my experience, theater boys are populous. As a populace, are in fact a menace to society. Yes, sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Menace to society. Yep. Classic. Hang on. To be honest, what you're listing is exactly why I could never get into the MCU. It just seems like way too much content with a lot of straight white male BS to get through for the good stuff. Well, yes and no. But once again, with the MCU, dude, I would say like 60% of it you don't need to watch.
Yeah, you really don't.
It does help if you could if you have a friend who's seen it all and be like, hey, so which ones are worthwhile? Like me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Go through and just skip the unimportant ones, get them to fill in the gaps.
Watch the first Iron Man, don't even bother. Maybe watch the first Thor, but don't watch the second one.
Look,
There's no point.
even with the first Iron Man,
Or
rewatching
you have
it, I
to
was
watch
like,
the third one to get like other stuff later
well,
on down
yeah,
the line,
that,
like
it's like-
Shang-Chi.
yeah, exactly.
That's a tough one.
Uh,
But if
no,
you know what, though, Maria hadn't watched the second and third Iron Man, and she
No.
loved Shang-Chi.
I was talking more about how you were talking about straight white male
Oh,
BS.
that I hadn't got
The
to that.
first Iron Man movie, yeah, very much that. On
Oh,
rewatching,
sure.
I was like,
Oh,
holy
totally.
fuck, this movie was most definitely made in 2008.
Yeah,
There's so much stuff in here that just
I'm not talking
would
about
not
that.
fly. Yeah.
I'm only talking about like,
Just
in
in
terms of
continuity kind of
how
stuff.
much it matters to the MCU.
Yeah. No,
the
not
first
that
one,
much.
the second and third, not so much.
Yeah, not that much.
I mean, the shows aren't really that connected, so you only have to watch them all. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I only watch Legends of Tomorrow. Exactly. Just
Yeah.
watch Legends. The others,
Yeah,
whatever.
like you're saying, they cross over every year, and I hate not having all the info. It feels weird. Yeah, it's a personal thing.
That
Yeah.
Okay, but once you watch the crossovers, you're like, oh, I didn't need any extra info.
Yeah,
That didn't
just
change anything.
take it from someone who's seen it.
Yeah.
Don't matter. You can just skip them.
The crossovers don't matter
Skip.
the way you think they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fun, but you don't
Yeah.
have to watch all the other shows to get it.
Mm.
Random, but I think executive meddling ruined the last few seasons of Game of Thrones. Well, everybody thinks that, right? That's popular opinion.
That's
I
not.
wrong?
No, that's not the case. The people, the
Didn't
guy,
they
the guys
finish
who wrote
writing it before the book?
Yes, the guys who wrote it.
It was the Dragon Ball Z
it,
problem.
it officially started going downhill when they got past using the books
Mm.
as a reference
Mm.
point and started doing their own thing, and they were offered jobs on other shows
Yeah, and they
before the
wanted to
series
move
ended,
on.
and they
They wanted to
rushed
just
it so
finish
that they
it,
could jump ship, and
Yeah.
that fucked them in the end.
Yeah. I think expanded universes are good for people who have been following it since the beginning, but coming in a few years later is just too much. It feels overpowered. Again, it depends on how much you feel like you need to get into the expanded universe.
Mm.
I think it does help for me being a long-time comic book reader. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
very much used to the idea
Yeah,
of, does this character really matter? You know
Yeah.
what? I don't like this character enough for it to matter.
yeah, exactly.
That's where you have to draw the
yeah,
line.
pretty much. But a lot
You
of
know what I
people
mean?
just aren't accustomed to that mindset.
That's
They're
totally
like,
fair.
no, but like it's here because it's important, right?
No.
Not necessarily.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of extra bullshit,
Yeah.
which is another one of the problems with it.
And look, don't get me wrong. To be clear, I will watch through all of the expanded universe stuff if I get into a franchise.
Yeah.
But no, that does not mean it's required viewing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I get that. I used to watch like the episode before the crossover for all the shows. They tend to repeat themselves a lot. Yeah, literally
Yeah.
just one episode before the crossover if you really want to.
Mm.
Sure, but
You'll
you
be
don't
fine.
need to. Yeah. I think for Arrowverse, it started off as a semi-realistic show and it demanded us taking it seriously, and then it turned itself into character of itself, and that's why it was jarring. That's a tough one.
Mm.
Because the starting direction of the Arrowverse was never going to work.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. That's
No.
not what comic books are.
I know, yeah. That's
know what
that
I mean?
same thing. It's the same problem with like the early 2000s
Mm.
superhero movies, like not necessarily not really Raimi's Spider-Man, but more like Ben Affleck's Daredevil,
Mm.
where they were like, no, superheroes are serious, guys.
Well, like,
You gotta make it grounded
hold
and
on,
realistic.
that's not a problem. They're still doing that now. It's just how well you're doing.
But Oh, seriously? Damn it.
I'll be back in 1 second. And yeah, I do agree that they wanted you to take the Arrow to start off with kind of seriously, and that was absolutely a problem in the sense that you never should have. It's a comic book show. You can't. It's about superheroes, guys. You cannot take it seriously. So yeah, if you were expecting that, I'm sorry, it's never going to work out. Right or wrong, it's not going to be good. Network meddling is honestly my greatest problem with EU is the mandatory generic third act fights, creative stuff. Like, yeah, the third act fight thing, there's definitely been examples of certain creative teams trying to fight against the third act fight. There's a good example, I think Black Lightning, where they never did it's villain of the month type thing. It's a continuing story that's has bad guys, but they're not the crux of the storyline.
The story, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the formulaic problem with the Marvel movies. Is
They
like
keep
when you're
doing the
doing
exact same
so
thing.
many of them, it's kind of like, man, you kind of just got to default back to a structure because
Oh, you have
shit, man, we've only got so much
Okay,
time to make all
to be
these.
clear, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to
Oh,
default
yeah,
back to a
for
structure,
sure.
but it depends
For
on
sure.
how much you mess with the structure
Yeah.
that determines your success.
Mm.
I loved Eternals, especially the visuals. Loved how it was shot. Yeah, it was shot really
No, it's
nicely.
good.
It was really.
It was for the
looked
most
good.
part good.
Yeah, I was having this convo with a friend the other day. MCU was ruining itself, and at some point, they're not going to have as many new viewers because nobody wants homework. I agree with that to a point, but I
Yeah.
think that the majority of people are actually casual fans.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely one thing that a lot of people, when we're having these discussions, sort of miss out, is that
Mm.
like probably 70% of any big franchise or successful media company, they're casual fans.
Exactly.
They
yeah.
don't care about this the same way that like
a dedicated fan.
dedicated fan we'll
would,
go with
yeah.
that. Yeah,
And also just the way that you engage with the media
Mm.
is different
Mm.
to how the casual fan does.
very much.
Like I kind of make this mistake a lot where I
Mm.
think that like, oh yeah, like, and it's that mistake that a lot of people make where they're like, man, they're ruining the franchise. And it's like from your perspective,
Yeah.
because you're a dedicated
You
fan.
specific-
To
Dude.
a casual fan, they don't care.
I've had people argue that the first Deadpool movie is garbage because it's not real Deadpool. And to
And?
be for the record, having read all of the Deadpool comics up until the point of that first movie,
Yeah.
in what way?
Hmm.
Like, please explain how this isn't Deadpool.
Even so,
I've read it all.
Even so, and it's a good
Oh,
adaptation.
and it's a good actor.
It's a good adaptation. It's a
Yeah.
great movie. It's kind of like,
Well, I'm very much
Yeah.
missing the head voices and hallucinations.
oh,
but
for
aside
sure,
from that,
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
overall,
So no, yeah, there's always going to be viewers for this kind of thing,
there will.
or at least for
Most
the next 10,
people
15
have
years.
not seen all the MCU movies and don't
yeah,
care.
they don't care. Yeah.
No.
I just think that expanding the universe at some point, just because the quality dip, because you never let go, you just overstay your welcome in a way. You can,
You can,
absolutely can.
not necessarily.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to do homework to enjoy a movie. Well, yeah, but
I
I would
mean-
absolutely. Again, I'm arguing that with most of these movies, you don't have to.
A lot of times, I like the homework. You know.
But that's not the point she's making.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
sure.
saying you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, yeah,
And
sure.
how about this for the first Ant-Man? It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Do you have to watch any of the other movies in the MCU to enjoy it?
No. Yeah,
That's kind of my point.
that's kind of the ideal situation. Yeah.
Topher, I agree. As a late Marvel fan, Black Panther brought me in, sure. I got so overwhelmed with Marvel content, lol. Every release, I feel like I have to check for prerequisites. You don't. It only it's only how invested you are in every single character.
Yeah.
If that side character that has another story, you fucking love that character,
Yeah,
go for it. If you
exactly.
don't, then don't.
Yeah, and Alice pretty much sums that up, and she has watched all the MCU movies and doesn't think it's worth it. It's like, well, yeah, exactly.
You don't have to watch all of them.
With all the hindsight, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, these weren't that important.
Like I
Could've missed
was
this.
saying before, it's
Yeah.
very helpful to have a friend who
Yes,
has seen all of them.
exactly.
You know, or
Ah,
just
look,
Google.
there are other articles on this shit,
You
man.
can Google it,
Yeah.
yeah. Also unrelated, and it's obviously okay if you guys don't want to share it, but I hope you guys are doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Done all right.
there are
Some-
things,
Some stuff.
some issues going on in the background. I'm going to have to move house somewhat soonish, but it's probably going to be a few months for you guys at
Yeah.
least.
I had a bit of family.
My health hasn't been fantastic.
Neither of our health has been
Neither of our
fantastic,
health has been
to be
fantastic.
honest.
But like I'm physically breaking down, so that's a
Mm.
bit of an issue.
Yeah.
We're working on it. Yeah, exactly. Each movie should be able to stand on its own. Well, and again, some of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the movies in the MCU. I never watched one of the TV shows. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, honestly. Well, okay, you don't have. This is specifically a discussion about expanded universes in general. It does not have to be MCU. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
no,
expanded
there's lots,
universes
there's
out there.
heaps, man.
Even just random TV shows.
Oh,
stuff
yeah, for
sometimes,
sure.
yeah. I honestly don't think you need to watch all the previous Marvel things to enjoy what they're doing. Yes, okay, that's what we've been saying. Good call, though. I watched every MCU movie, show, and all that content. I think it being worth it is dependent on who you ask. Yeah, well, I'm going to disagree with that because it's just how much you enjoy it, and this isn't the question. This isn't what we're
Yeah.
you know. If
It's-
you're the kind of person who will enjoy like a whole thing, you want to get into every nitty gritty detail, then sure. But
Yeah.
if you're not, then don't. You know. Alice says my faves are Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, original. Okay, are you talking Linda Carter, Wonder Woman?
Yeah, that's there's a few definitions for that.
Yeah. And I love Transformers too, but not the crazy actor in real life. Okay.
Okay.
The Transformers franchise, I loved Bumblebee.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't seen that one.
The
yet.
rest of them, not so much. Eternals was a world builder. There were times it dragged with pacing and having to use so many characters, but I'm keen on the next.
I think
It's definitely the character
I
problem.
think what they were trying to pull off was great,
The
but
idea.
it just needed to be a TV show.
Yeah.
Of all the things that should have been a Disney Plus special, that was it.
Yeah.
You know?
Flash series is a mess, but fun to watch. Agreed. It just is inconsistent. Flash kept going back on its own rules.
You know, though, I would say, like, what I can kind of appreciate is the idea that, or I think of, like, Daria. That's a Beavis and
Spin-off.
Butthead spin-off.
Absolutely, it's
But you
fantastic.
don't even realize.
You don't need that at
It's
all. Yeah,
great
it's
on
fantastic,
its own.
absolutely.
I've never seen Beavis and Butthead. I don't want to see Beavis and Butthead.
It was hilarious back in the day, but it wouldn't be funny to you now, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Dude.
get that impression.
It was one of the first things that really made me like, dude, you have to turn it off. I'm hurting myself.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
laughing so
fair
hard.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, but still, you don't get that anymore.
Mm.
You know, where something can be a spin-off without requiring you to watch the other media.
Yeah.
To some extent, whether or not it's important is another thing, but it's like, no, it's not explicitly needed, you know, or they don't intend for you to watch the other stuff.
Sure.
Hmm.
Hello, guys. Nice to be here again. Also, I like the new look, Sam. Thank you, Soapy Turtles.
Never get sick of saying that.
I
Thank
know,
you,
it's a good
Soapy
one.
Turtles.
Yeah. I meant in general, not towards you. Damn it. See, this is the problem with being so
yeah.
far behind in the comment section.
Yep.
I'm not saying the sequel movies or spin-off shows are bad or anything. You just need to know when to stop, and that those things also have to sell based on the contained contents. Okay, yes, that every individual piece has to work on its own.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
at least should.
It
work
should
on its
work
own.
on its own.
Has to is a
It has to, no, but it's been proven
Should.
it doesn't have to, because there's a
They're still
fuckload
doing
of
it, yeah.
garbage MCU movies, and that shit is still going strong.
Mhm.
But it should stand on its own, and it does kind of feel like a letdown when you go through like the first two Thor movies, and you're
You
like,
have to
God
actually
damn it,
watch
really?
Yeah.
I gotta watch like 3 hours worth of stuff before this gets good.
That's most movies or any content. There's always an audience, yes.
Mm.
But I understand when people get overwhelmed or just don't like something. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I used to like X-Men a lot too, but Alas, Evil Guy made the
Ooh,
movies.
Yes.
Is that was that Bryan Singer?
Yes.
What's
Bryan
the deal with
Singer.
him? Is he a creep?
Sexual harassment. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, Bryan Singer only made the bad ones though, right? Wasn't he the one who did the third one? Or did he do the,
No,
the
he
first
did
two? He did the important ones.
He did the important ones. He did the first
That's a tough
three.
one. No, he didn't do the first three. There's a different person for the third one than those first two.
Was?
Yeah, that's why the third one's so
Ah,
bad.
shit. Oh,
They didn't understand what they were doing.
Yeah, fair enough. But I've
Mm.
seen, he did the first two.
No,
He did the first two.
Okay. The X-Men movies will never be better than the animated series. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, because I haven't seen any of the MC movies, not even Iron Man. I'm well aware I have to get a lot through, but I think that's what's stopping me from starting. No, you don't. There's a shitload of things you don't have to watch. But
No.
we've had this discussion.
Iron
so.
Man's good. Iron Man's good. Honestly.
Luke Cage was received poorly by him.
By him.
Yeah. Okay, no, but it was received poorly by a decent amount of people. If it wasn't, it would have
It
had
would have
more.
continued, yeah.
Like, literally, the first 6 episodes of Luke Cage, amazing. Everything else after that, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
That's always a problem.
You know? There are showrunners who know when to end their shows and not to overstay their welcome. Well, yeah, not that many, but yes, I agree with that. Just
Not that many.
Schitt's
if
Creek,
any.
12 Monkeys, I agree. That was a really good 4 seasons. In the 3rd season, they were like, all of these things that we haven't quite wrapped up, let's wrap those up.
Yeah. I
was
really,
great.
really appreciate
Sorry, 4th season.
I really appreciate a show that just knows when to stop. That has it planned out and is like, yep, we're going to start here, end here, and that'll be fucking it.
I would agree, but in this particular case, they can't. It's the MCU. The entire company will fall apart.
Exactly.
You know how many jobs will be lost?
No. That shit is never going to end. Your great-grandkids are going to be watching MCU movies.
This is probably why I got into DC instead of Marvel. It's not necessarily better, but because DC has cartoons that exist within their own universe as sort of a game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The DC animated universe is one of the best extended universes out
Yep,
there. And
pretty
once
much.
again, it's a perfect example of every part does stand on its own, but you do not need to watch it all.
Yeah, it's not mandatory.
At all, yeah.
Mhm.
Am I the only one who doesn't care about this? Maybe. I don't know. I would assume not. Do you all remember the animated X-Men theme song? Yes. Who
Yes.
doesn't?
What a banger.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the show. I know the theme
It's a
song.
classic, yeah. The only good thing about the Thor movies is Loki, honestly.
No, I would say
No.
Chris Hemsworth too.
I love Thor. He's
Chris Hemsworth is great.
him, fantastic. The
Just-
story's not
Just
quite
the
so much.
writing, yeah. No.
Mm. Also, Dragon Ball Z was awesome. yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon Ball Z was great, yeah. The movie was
Oh, God.
just absolute hot
oh, my
garbage.
God.
I was so excited for that, too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I paid only $5 for it.
I didn't pay. Fuck that.
Mhm.
I will feel bad if I didn't watch all of them, though. Even if you told me only some of them were worth it, I still feel like I'm missing something, even if it's...
Yeah, I get that.
Like-
I feel that.
Again, I
feel that
get
in my
that.
soul.
But having
it's not,
been
yeah.
through the extended
Yeah.
universes for like most of my content,
Yeah.
enjoying life,
Mm.
no.
Just as far as
Absolutely not.
actually objectively mandatory to
Yeah.
the story, no.
Yeah,
it's not. You don't actually need
And again, especially with MCU, the amount of things where it's like, dude,
Mm.
yeah, they're referencing something that was a small little Easter egg in like a movie 5 movies back, but do
But-
you have to know that? No,
Whatever.
you fucking don't.
I mean, shit, dude. You know how much of a thing that
it
is?
is literally irrelevant.
Going on to Disney Plus to
Mm.
do, because yeah, me and my friends were doing a
Mm.
MCU marathon
Mm.
thing. The Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton,
Mm.
it's not on there because it's on
Yeah.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
So-
it's not part of the MCU.
And it's like it's directly referenced. There's a continuing character who's in Civil War, like
Completely
General Ross.
irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter at
You
all.
don't have to watch it.
Completely irrelevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of TV. Watch 3 a week, then go slow. There's no reason to watch. See, now I'm not really sure what you're referencing.
Yeah, sorry.
We're so far back in the goddamn comments.
Yep. And we're so far over time.
Yeah.
I'm really like, maybe we should just extend the comments timer.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is that once you commit, you can milk your fan and just still keen to highlight the intention. Absolutely. Nice. It was, yeah. Said that to my partner the other day when he said Nintendo Directs are really bad. And I said, well, yeah. Yet you still turn on the computer to watch them every time. Sure. I don't know what that is, but
Nintendo
okay.
Directs.
No idea.
Oh, no clue.
I mean, is that not what comics have been doing since 1930? Exactly.
They have. It's
100%.
essentially just the. It's essentially like these are just the growing pains of people who are not accustomed to this culture
Mm.
of media.
Yeah, if you're not used to it.
Just being
yeah.
like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Why is
Mm.
there so much? That's how I felt when I first read a comic book,
Yeah.
period. I was
Yeah.
just opened it. I was like, oh, cool, this looks fun. And I was like, who are all these people? I thought this was a Spider-Man comic. You know?
Sure. Nowadays, it's so hard to find new movies or TV shows that aren't connected to anime. That's absolutely true, but
Yeah.
that's look at it this way: if you don't watch the Suicide Squad movie, I don't think you have to watch Peacemaker.
Yeah.
But regardless of whether you do or don't decide to watch the Suicide Squad movie, which is good by the way,
Mm.
Peacemaker is so unmissable.
Yeah.
It is
He's
such a
very
standout
about
show.
it. He's
Yeah, the Peacemaker TV show is one of my favorite things to happen in the last 10
Mm.
years. It's so good.
kind of feel like the expanded universe people use as an excuse for gatekeeping, not into the wild MCU, but I just want to
Wanna watch sillier
the
movies like Ant-Man
or
or
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man,
so I was
so
a fake nerd.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
I
get
absolutely
what
was
you
saying,
mean.
but this is the same
Yeah,
thing with
yeah.
franchises and fandoms in general. Just say, I'm not a nerd, I'm not a fan, I enjoyed a few
Yeah.
of these things here, but that's it.
Like this comes.
That's how I feel about Harry Potter. I
Yeah,
enjoy it, but I'm not a
exactly.
giant nerd.
And you
if
don't have to
anybody
be.
has to like sit there and be like, "Wait, you watched all Harry Potter movies, but you don't know these things?" I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to call me
You're
like
a
a fake
casual-
Harry Potter fan? That's unfortunate because I'm not a Harry Potter fan
Yeah, exactly.
at all.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movies. That was great. That
Yeah.
doesn't make me a fan.
At best, you're just a casual viewer.
Having seen something doesn't mean you a fan.
I know. Yeah.
Technically, I've seen
Even
Monty
enjoy-
Python. I don't give a shit about
Even
it.
enjoying it doesn't make you a fan.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. I mean, this is going to come back into our hate versus criticism thing.
That's later.
Where it's like it's
Yeah.
kind of like the opposite end of that, where it's like just because you like something doesn't mean you're a fan. Fan culture is inherently different to casual viewing, and that doesn't make you better than someone else.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck off your high horse, dude.
And look, honestly, once you run into people who try to gatekeep like that,
Yeah,
are they worth your time?
because dude, honestly, as
Having been in like a metalhead for a long time, I
Yeah.
would say no.
because honestly, like, while I am of the opinion that it's like, dude, if you have source material, you should try to stay faithful to the source material
really
and
depends.
preserve the essence. Yeah, it does depend, but
Yeah.
overall, I feel
Mhm.
like a good just principle to have is just like,
Quite
hey,
often.
try to stick to the core essence of
Sure.
the story that you're adapting.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, this shit is made for casual mainstream viewers.
Largely, yeah.
You know what was made for the fans? The comics.
Mhm.
The actual fucking original material was
Mhm.
made for the fans. That's why,
Smaller
yeah,
comics, but yeah.
smaller comics, yeah, sure. But that's why you're not getting like Marvel comics that like are like, you know what? Maybe we should like cut down the number of crossovers we're gonna have in this issue.
Mm.
Maybe we should dial it back just so that our casual readers can find it more. No, they're not,
Mm.
because that's not what this is.
Mhm.
You know.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just kind of like gatekeepers need to calm the fuck down.
I actually, at this point, my general experience is like, if you're gatekeeping, you've just kind of proved that I don't care about you.
Yeah, pretty much, and why you shouldn't care.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's.
yeah.
Yeah. But the point you made with Disney may be that belongs in the good stuff, but the big interest also compelled them to improve quality and aspirations to make them just more feminist and diverse. I don't really know what she's saying.
I mean, oh, are you talking about Iron Man? Maybe because I did say that it was like like
No.
very, very
I
2008.
think we'd have to know exactly what she was.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Maria.
Sorry.
That's our bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just doing here more.
Cool.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, we fell massively behind, but I think we might as well move into the next section.
Yeah, we should probably move into
This
the
is
next
super
section,
lost,
guys.
and this is dragging way too long. All right, so let's move on. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry to everyone we missed. Why they didn't cast him for? Why they didn't cast Edward Norton for Hulk again? Oh, there's
They
a
didn't
whole
want
bunch
to.
of reasons.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of reasons.
lots of reasons.
He had a lot of demands.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the good stuff. And like we started with the last one, there's lots of content for someone who actually follows this shit and who's really invested.
Yeah.
It's great to just be like, ooh, cool, more of the thing I like.
Pro and a con, and this is definitely where I would fall into it, or have fallen into it in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely at a point with this expanded universe where with some of these people are saying, like, I don't care about this particular thing, I just want to enjoy this part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's things in the MCU I'm like, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Apparently Agent Carter's a really good show.
Yeah.
But did I watch it? No.
I plan to get around to it, at least. But yeah, it's like, it just also gives you variety. It means that, yeah, like, okay, sure, there's this whole continuity thing, but because, especially in retrospect, having seen most to all of the content, you're like, some of this stuff isn't that important. So it does just give like a really broad spectrum of shit you can enjoy. And same goes for other, like, because we are talking about the MCU a lot. It even goes for like other things like Star Wars, where it's like, hey, if you want like a kids show, you could watch the animated Clone Wars series. If you want something more grounded and adult, you can watch The Mandalorian. If you want to just hate watch something for shits and giggles, you could watch the prequel or sequel series.
Yeah.
You know, for various reasons.
And like I would definitely actually no, I lost my point.
No, sorry, man.
No, you're right.
But yeah, it's just like, it's cool to me. Even knowing that like the last two Spider-Man franchises ended up tanking, it's cool for me as a Spider-Man fan to just see the different iterations and
takes.
interpretations.
Yeah.
I love the character. I'm never gonna be mad that there's more Spider-Man content until it gets like oversaturated to the point where you're reaching like Batman levels. I mean, I'm just not gonna care that much. And even then, I still watch and like absorb most of the Batman content that's coming out. If anything, it's just most of the animated movies that I'm kind of missing, because it was like, hey, what if Batman was in the 70s and he had a friend who had an afro?
Okay.
Like, I don't care.
Hold on. So there's two types of Batman animated movies. There are
Yes.
the ones that are made specifically for the kids,
Yes.
and then there are ones that are made specifically for the adults.
Yeah.
The ones that are made for the adults are pretty good. Most of them are pretty good. Under
Yeah.
the Red Hood is one of the best Batman movies out there.
Absolutely.
Batman Mask of the Phantasm is regarded as maybe the best Batman movie.
Massively overrated, but that's something for another time.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
these are considered some of the greatest
Yes,
Batman movies
yes,
of all time,
yes.
and they're not live action, and most people haven't seen them.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? One thing I do enjoy about having all of this content from a particular franchise, whether it be DC, Marvel, whatever else, Star Wars, you know, is like kind of what you were saying, where if you like multiple different genres, but you don't want to go outside this one medium.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can get into that with like DC. I'm like, I'm gonna get my hard detective thriller. I'm gonna get my wacky bullshit.
Yep.
Like with the Shazam, like my
Yeah.
kids stuff. I'm gonna get my big adventure story from Aquaman.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Or
I get
Wonder
my
Woman.
feminist empowerment.
Yeah, with Wonder Woman.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Wonder Woman. And the first Wonder Woman, I think, really, really did a great job with just writing her as a fucking human being.
Oh, yes,
You
absolutely.
know what I mean? She's not a statement. She's just a person.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is really what feminism should be.
Yeah. She's a good quality person, and that's what matters. We
Yeah.
should,
Pretty much.
live up to that ideal or that standard or whatever it is.
But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Like, there's variety within the one universe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for my buddy cop movie with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
Exactly. That is one of the benefits of, but there's so many different directors, there's so many different creative visions. Hey man, variety can be the spice of life. If you do it right, it can be really cool. It can be cool. I know a lot of people complained about Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies initially being more targeted towards kids, but at the same time,
Teens
it's
and
like,
kids, yeah, sure.
hey, it's like we've had serious Spider-Man for a while now. It's nice to see it be a little more lighthearted
More fun.
and kind of develop into being more serious, you know?
Well, I like things that are still fun, even if
Yeah.
they're serious.
Exactly.
It's one of the reasons I like Peacemaker so much.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
That
it's
makes sense.
fucking serious,
Mm,
but it's also a lot of fun.
Another benefit to talk about would be just fucking job stability. Just like that's one
A
big
lot
benefit
of
for the
creators
industry.
in multiple fields, whether it be videography or directing, screenwriting, whatever,
Yeah,
they've got a job for a while. The actors who get to sign on for like 9 pictures and like, okay, I don't have to go back to retail.
yeah, exactly.
Woo!
Yeah,
You know?
the Spider-Man franchise alone
Mm.
has been invigorated. To the point where it's just there's just heaps of people who are going to be able to write, direct, do editing, do CGI work for, do stunt work for.
And that's actually another benefit of the movies that fail or whatever, is the franchise is so big as they have room to fail, which means they have room to try things.
Exactly.
They have room to experiment and just be like, hey, what if we did this? Does it work? No? Ah, well, shit, we tried.
Yeah, it's alright.
It happens.
We'll do something else now.
Thor 2, was it bad? Yeah. Should we try again? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And then it's going to be the best one we ever did.
Yeah. Watch the third one. Don't watch the first 2. It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You're good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Read the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just read the premise for each movie. You're all good.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but yeah. But it means that even like, yeah, you're right. It gives room for experimentation. It gives room to be like, hey, like, we're not going to have to just, like, decide, oh, sorry, man, like, we had to kill off your character because they sucked and that's it. You're done forever now. It's like, no, but now a different version of the character from another universe is going to come in and we're just going to fix everything. Like, yeah, we were just complaining about the whole big crossover Flashpoint event, but at the same time, Michael Keaton gets to be Batman again. That's pretty sick.
That's pretty fucking sick.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're going to get a live-action Supergirl.
Yeah.
And a different take on the Supergirl character, which
Yeah.
is nice, even though her character has not been overdone at all. But still.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Is
I
it-
mean,
it is
could we get a
interesting.
different take on the Batman character? Could it be
Yes.
Dick Grayson?
Yes.
Could it?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It really could. It really, really, really could. I'm literally doing a rewrite myself, which is of just, hey, what if Dick Grayson was Batman instead of Bruce? What if Bruce just died?
Well, I mean, they've done Dick Grayson as Batman.
Oh, no. Bruce died as
Okay,
a
so
kid.
it's permanent. Oh, instead of like 100% start of the timeline, Dick
Yep.
Grayson is the fucking
Is
first
the Batman, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm like, let's try something actually different with a character that has actually had multiple iterations. It's part of the reason why I even love that's why I love Spider-Verse so much.
Into the Spider-Verse.
It's allowed to exist adjacent to the MCU or the Raimi movies.
Because of all this extended universe
Look,
stuff.
they're probably going to make it converge with the other things,
Yeah.
especially because Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man is like firmly back into Sony's grasp.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny how like the Spider-Man movie where the multiverse was the central theme didn't get crossed over with any of the other IPs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it allowed them to go for something like that. Be like, hey, we've heard Peter Parker's story quite a few times. Let's do something different.
Yeah,
What
let's take Peter Parker's story and make it Miles Morales.
Yeah, let's make it Miles Morales. Let's take Peter Parker to the natural fucking conclusion of just he's just this like washed up midlife crisis 40-something-year-old
that
dude who
part, yeah,
screwed
yeah.
up his life.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't do that when it's like, oh no, this is a standalone movie.
Yeah,
We
'cause
have
it's
to
in-
represent the character in their purest form.
In the best, yeah.
But when you have an extended universe,
Okay.
you can play around a little bit.
That's what I like about multiverse storylines in general. Is you can see like 5 different takes on the same character.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. And you can literally just, hey, this version didn't work. Let's introduce this other version from an alternate reality and have them replace them. We can literally use the same actor.
Yeah.
They could be the
Yeah.
same fucking actor. They
Yeah.
could actually have, like, in some big crossover event in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, man, the fucking theories people are coming up with. Tom Cruise as Iron Man. Fucking
because
Chris,
it's the
yeah,
multiverse,
because it was
right,
him,
yeah.
because they was originally going to be cast.
Mm.
Chris Evans playing the Human Torch, again, and just showing off his range. There's so many possibilities, which is kind of fun. It comes with a lot of problems, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And that relates to the other like big benefit is that it is more like the comics.
Yeah, well, I mean, for those of us who are actually comic book fans.
And I know I just said that at the end of the day, these are made for casual mainstream audiences,
For the large part, yeah.
but it's kind of
Well,
like
they still have to
Yeah.
service the dedicated fans.
exactly.
Yeah.
It still has to be the thing that we're adapting it from. It can't be unrecognizable. That's why all those like superhero movies that weren't quite superhero movies from the like 80s and 90s, like Shaq as Steel and shit, where they were like, we want to make this IP not connected to Superman. We want to
make this work without Superman.
We want to make this. We want to make this work. We want to make this comic book character work without it being a comic book character.
Yeah, it was a bad idea.
Yeah,
It was also a terrible idea to cast Shaq.
Yeah, of course it was.
Shaq is a bad
It's
actor.
Shaq.
Shaq cannot act.
And yeah, I mean, shit. Even like more recently, there's even examples with shit like what was it, Bloodshot.
Oh yeah.
If you're curious, we have a review for that in the archives of our channel.
Way back.
Way back. Yeah.
Sadly, not a good movie.
Yeah, no, but it's because it did the same thing. It was trying so desperately
It
to
followed the
ignore.
MCU formula.
It wanted to ignore the fact that it was a comic book movie, but then you just end up with a bunch of awkward shit. Like, these ridiculous story elements only work in the context of superhero movie, the superhero genre. It doesn't make sense outside of that. So you just end up with a weird action movie with like a bunch of things that's like, I don't know what that was about. And then you're like, oh, they were adapting it from this thing that's in the but then they didn't really do it properly. What was the point of that?
That comes back to the faithful adaptations thing, where sometimes you fucking have to change things for it to work.
Yeah.
Warrior Nun.
Oh, 100%.
Because if Warrior Nun had stuck true to the comic book material, it would have been pretty gross.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I would also say that's just another good rule for adaptations is people get really pissy when they're like, they changed this and they changed that. And it's like, one, if you're doing expanded universes, that's okay. You just do it again. You can have the super faithful version, and then you can have the crazy Elseworld kind of story that radically challenges the character. God damn it, I would love to see a Superman Red Sun movie.
That would be
Holy
great.
Fuck.
Live action Red Sun?
Not animated, live fucking
Well,
action.
I mean, Red Sun is one of the best Superman stories out there.
I know, right?
You know? And yeah, I mean, imagine having two Superman movies back to back, Red Sun and All Star Superman.
Oh yeah.
The purest version and the most different.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the beauty.
That'd be sick.
That's the beauty of extended universe. You can't do that if you're just like, no, we need to make a definitive Superman.
Yeah.
That's it. We gotta
stick with the one.
We gotta stick to the one thing. And if anything, you then end up with just as many complaints, being like, man, but then what was the point of adapting this? If this is just All-Star Superman, literally frame for frame, panel for panel,
why did we do it then?
Why did you do it?
Yeah.
It's just novelty at that point.
Yeah. I would say that works for the less popular storylines.
Yes, the ones that haven't gotten exposure.
Well, like from when they did the New 52 and they finally did a Deathstroke solo run. I think it was the first solo run that Deathstroke had. The first 9 issues of that solo run would have made a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a really, really well told story about, and it understands the Slade Wilson character.
Yeah.
You know, he feels and thinks differently to most people, which would make sense. He's the world's #1 hired killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would more or less want that to be pretty faithful to the comics, but most people haven't read that comic.
Yeah.
The majority of people, unless you're a hardcore Deathstroke fan, you probably haven't read it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But when you need an introduction, it's like,
great.
yeah, dude, that makes sense.
But we are talking about the origin, the starting point.
That's an origin.
True.
That's an origin story. That makes sense. But
well, it's an origin of the character in movies, but it's not the origin story for Deathstroke at all.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, fair. But yeah, even just like tying into just talking about origin stories in general, making an origin story for someone like Batman,
which we've done,
unless you do it radically different, which is what Batman Begins did. Batman Begins and Dark Knight,
because they did a different take.
Yeah, they did a different take on a well-established story, but. That's why I'm keen for Matt Reeves' Batman with Robert Pattinson, because I'm like, they're skipping over the intro. We know.
Yeah,
we know his
because it's Batman
shot.
U2.
We know that his... Yeah, we get it. We get it. Let's just jump to him, 2 years into his career. Yeah. He's still kind of figuring stuff out. So
Batman.
So the character has room to grow, but we're not going to fucking run over shit that we've done a million times now.
Which I'm very thankful for, but it's unfortunately for me with Batman, it's a little too late.
Yeah, that's
fair. I will watch this Batman movie, but will I watch it when it comes out?
Yeah, this kind of comes back to the oversaturation stuff.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of comic book characters in DC in general, and I'm fucking
Yeah.
tired of Batman.
Yeah, you just really want to see a Nightwing movie.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
A Batgirl movie. They're doing it.
Yeah,
Thankfully,
they are.
They are doing Batgirl.
Which is weird because then
It's,
people still complain
straight
about
to
her
TV.
costume.
Yeah, that was an odd one because it's comic book accurate, and
I
they're like, "What are
know.
you complaining about?
I saw it and I was like,
It looks
it's
right.
exactly what, like...
It's what they did in the comics."
You can't be mad. This is like, God, I feel bad for writers and the people who are making this
They
shit
can't win.
because they must be so confused. They're like, we made them different,
what do
and
you
they
want?
complained. Then we made it the
The
same, and they
complained.
complained.
Yeah.
What do you want from us?
Yeah.
Like shit, man. Yeah, it is a shame that it's like a straight to TV thing, but at the same time, sometimes
It might have more freedom.
taking that pressure off allows it to be. It's that weird balancing
That
point.
weird middle
You gotta
ground.
strike that sweet spot where you have just enough budget to
Mm.
do what you want to do, but not so much pressure from upstairs
Mm.
that they start meddling with the project because they
Mm.
have to maximize, the financial potential of it.
Mm.
If they see it as like, oh, it probably won't make that much.
Mm.
They won't pay as much attention to it, but you don't want them to be so much so that they're like, yeah, we're going to screw up your scheduling
Mm.
and underfund you because we don't give two shits about this project
I
anyway.
think they do care a lot more about the projects these days, or
Yeah.
at least they care enough to get people who care.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
And to be clear, when I say Batgirl's a TV movie, it's not like made for TV. It's direct to streaming, so it's like any of the
Yeah.
other movies that have come out on streaming recently. Like Encanto, I think came out directly on streaming.
It's.
Did it went to
Is
cinemas
it?
as well?
I'm not sure if
Because
it's.
the
Yeah,
Pixar stuff is going direct to
That's
streaming, and
right.
the Disney stuff is doing both.
That's right. Yes, that is correct.
Because fuck Pixar, right?
Actually,
Mhm.
like,
Woo.
I mean, I'm not saying
That's a
I'm
whole.
saying
no,
fuck
we
Pixar.
love Pixar.
I love Pixar, but oh my god, that the history of
Of
those
Disney
two
and Pixar.
companies
Yeah, not good.
is horrifying.
But
It's mind-boggling.
It's funny though because it's like it's all the hallmarks of the Disney company
Yeah.
being like, yeah, we don't care about your IP or what you did for us or anything. It's like whatever makes us the most money, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we own you.
Yeah.
You are our slave. Deal with it. that is kind of the attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is fucked. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think that was kind of we didn't have actually that many any pros to talk about.
Well,
that was
I mean,
kind of it.
The pros are like kind of inherent to a
Yeah.
degree because it's just how much you do or don't enjoy a franchise. If you enjoy a franchise a lot, then you're gonna enjoy the extended material.
Yeah.
You know, like I never watched Warehouse 13. You may or may not have heard of it.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed Eureka so much, and I know they tied it together.
Mm.
Crossover style. You could think of those two shows as being part of the
Yeah,
expanded universe. And I
sure.
think there's a third show in there too.
Mm.
I want to watch Warehouse 13 just because I like Eureka so much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Will it work out? I don't know. We'll see after the first season.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, you know what? There's even there's something to even be said about how expanded universes give smaller characters the spotlight. With the MCU,
Mm.
Iron Man, that was an accident. Don't ever think for a second
they didn't do that.
they
on
were
purpose.
smarter than DC because
No.
they didn't start off with a big
No,
character.
they
They
were backed
wanted
into a
to.
corner
They
because
wanted
they
to.
fucked up
Yeah,
a shitload.
they sold Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the
Mm.
Fantastic Four. Their three biggest IPs, so they had to go for something smaller,
Mhm.
which they thought it had to be like, okay, we got to go for something smaller, but which also has mainstream appeal. And Iron Man just happened to have the most human, relatable character arc that they had never really fully capitalized on in the past.
Mhm.
So that was a complete accident, but at the same time, yeah,
It was a happy accident.
it turned him into a household name.
Mm.
He is now like the Batman to Captain America's Superman
Mm.
status, you know?
Mm.
It's like, yeah, no, and now Marvel
These
tries
two
to be like,
characters.
yeah, these guys, these are our Batman and Superman,
Yeah,
and they've
kind of,
always been
yeah.
that way. And it's like, well, no, they weren't. We
Of
know,
course, yeah.
we know, but the way that you're acting goes to show just how far that can take you.
Mhm.
Like, Shang-Chi would never have
Mm.
gotten a standalone movie
Mhm.
in our lifetime
Mhm.
without the MCU.
Was he even a character? I think
He
he was a
was.
character, but
Oh,
they
he was.
changed him for the movies.
Yes,
The Ten Rings are entirely different.
Yes, the Ten Rings are entirely different. Again, another happy accident
Mm.
where Iron Man
Because they
3
fucked it up in Iron
fucking
Man
up the
2.
Mandarin kind of forced them, backed them into
Forced
a
them to do
corner
something
where they
different
had to
that
try.
worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
It honestly worked way better with him being Shang-Chi's dad
Mm.
and that whole like relationship between them
Mm.
than it would have been if it was literally just, American technology guy versus Chinese magic guy,
Mhm.
which yeah, there's some problems with that,
Mm.
especially in a modern context.
Yeah.
But yeah, like look, and that's kind of like what DC should be doing
Mm.
with characters like Booster Gold and whatnot.
Yeah, which is amazing because DC's kind of already done this right
the
several
animated shows,
times,
yeah.
and now they're just messing it up with the movies. And it's
Yeah.
sad because some of the DCU movies are really good, and some of them are really bad.
Well, so I've noticed that some of the iterations of characters, like with a lot of the shows, it's like, oh, it's a mixed bag. But when they do it right, god damn, they do it right. Like, but they then still have this weird thing where, like, okay, Titans is the perfect example where that depiction of Bruce, oh my god, spot on. If you're
Makes
trying to
it
go for,
interesting.
if you're trying to go for the like fucked up PTSD
old man Bruce.
who
Yeah.
like doesn't fully understand like the spectrum of human emotions,
And he's not really actually good for the city that he's protecting.
and he's
God.
not actually
Yeah.
good, but he is trying, and he's good at heart, and he does care. He's just like kind of fucked up, which causes him to like treat other people in a really fucked up way. But he does feel remorse and guilt over it. That's awesome. Can he be Batman on screen? No.
Not
No.
really, unfortunately.
We can show his silhouette, but we will not have him on screen.
Technically, we know he's Batman, but we're not allowed to actually make him Batman.
And it's like,
Sort of.
why? Well, because we don't want to waste him on this small show.
Like, bro.
What do you mean waste him? What,
Bruce
like he's a
Wayne.
like Batman is a finite resource?
Yeah. Like I think we've proven at this point that we can have as much Batman as possible, and people will just get into it. So, like, why are we
Yeah.
stressing?
I
Yeah.
don't get
And they're
it.
currently doing the thing with Superman. They have a Superman TV show
Yeah.
that's quite successful, and that's not stopping them from doing movie stuff.
I know it's weird. Like it just is really bizarre sometimes.
Yeah.
The rules and regulations
they have to change
around
things.
this kind of stuff.
That really screwed up the Atom in Arrowverse
Yeah,
because he was supposed to be Blue Beetle.
right.
And once you know that, it makes
it
perfect
makes
sense.
so much more
His
sense. 'cause, like,
character
yeah.
is Ted Kord.
Yeah, and it's like, because yeah, but then we were watching it, you were like, why is the Atom Iron Man?
Yeah.
Why is the
It's
Iron
because he was
Man
supposed to be Blue
crossed
Beetle.
with Ant-Man? What the
Mhm.
fuck's going on? And then you're like, Blue Beetle. Oh!
Mm.
Because Blue Beetle basically would be Iron Man in a modern adaptation.
Well, a combination between the two most classic characters, so
Yeah.
between Ted and Jaime.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Jaime has an armor suit. Ted
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Ted created a bunch of weapons, but he didn't really have any actual armor.
Yeah,
he just
no.
wears a blue leotard,
Yes.
which is weird.
Yes, it is.
But besides that,
yeah. All right. Well, that covers the good stuff. So I guess we'll move on to comments again.
give us some comments here. I'll do this. We're not going to go all the way
No,
back.
we're not.
We're just going to go back somewhat.
We're gonna try.
So,
Oh,
hey,
Billy's in the
here.
fucking comments again.
I didn't.
Hijacking our stream once more, you bastard.
Man, I didn't even realize. You know what? Billy's come and gone while we were talking.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let's just.
I mean, he did address this directly there, but whatever.
Okay, we're gonna start here with Dinky Russell.
Hmm.
I mean, look, I'm not going to enjoy myself anyway, gatekeeping or no, but I'm just saying that's why cinematic universes feel so intimidating to start. Well, yeah, if you
sure.
care about people gatekeeping.
Yeah,
absolutely.
of course.
And I think if you're younger or you're not used to being gatekept,
Oh, yeah.
then yeah.
Gate kept?
Gatekept?
Yeah, gate kept.
Gatekept, yeah.
Kept at the gate.
I will say there are loads of TV shows that you can just watch straight away, even without watching the movies.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there are.
Yeah. You could watch Fate the Winx Saga without watching Winx, and that way you avoid the disappointment. Okay.
Yeah, because of like so much of what was crap about that adaptation apparently was just the shit that they changed.
Right.
It's from what I've heard, it's still not good, even like on its own.
Mm.
It's just worse if you know how good it could have been.
Right, I see. I'm sorry I joined late, but wow, you shaved your head. Looks good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Relate to Hazel, for real, movies take so much more mental effort to me, and I can get so attached to the characters just to get so little out of them when it's over, but I guess that's a plus to expanded universe.
Yeah.
Pro and Icon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Between The Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl, I'm only watching The Flash. Supergirl was just bad, and I couldn't continue. Arrow's character just doesn't really grasp me. That's fair.
Yeah, fair
If you don't-
enough.
Yeah, this is what I was saying
Just watch The
earlier.
Flash.
The characters you like, watch those. The characters you don't like, meh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
It's unfortunate that Flash started off as one of the best CW shows and became one of the worst by the
Yeah,
end.
that's kind of what made me give up on the CW verse. The primary reason I was watching was because of the Flash, and then when
that
it
one
started
went
to
downhill.
lose me, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, no, I'm done. There's no
It's-
reason for me to be here anymore.
Too bad, because again, Legends of Tomorrow, especially from the original sort of ones, so good.
Mm.
what you're talking about. Extended universes.
Extended universes, yeah.
It's IL or AL.
Either works. Oh, okay.
So it was more or less correct, just not the I. It was R. Yeah, okay,
IL.
cool. IL. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, Steph, I feel like I need it.
Mm.
Well, you were wrong. You definitely don't need it, but yeah, I hear your point.
No.
For sure. I'll give the new Spider-Man a chance, Steph. I just was put off a bit with Andrew Garfield. He wasn't nerdy enough for me. Also, those films weren't really it for me, but I'll try.
Yeah.
It's so rough because Andrew Garfield is a nerd,
I know,
but
yeah.
he just is good looking and can skate. So people are like, hey, you're too cool for this.
Well, the thing is that
He kind of
the
was.
studio pushed
They made
those
him more
parts
cool,
of that.
I
They were
know.
like, no, we want you to be more cool.
Let's make him more relatable to the kids.
Andrew Garfield was like, hey, what if I was like really awkward and
Yeah.
maybe bisexual? And they were like, no.
No.
No,
Right.
and he was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just be hot then.
Yeah, okay.
They really capture it in No Way Home.
Mm.
I will say
Mm.
they perfectly get the awkward middle child energy from
Right.
him. Like,
Cool.
it's so good. It's what he should have been all along.
Right, okay. What's up, boys? Hope you've been doing well and drinking water. Yep, always. Can't stay long, so I'm sure by the time you read this, I'll be gone. But we could,
Yeah, fair.
we got to talk soon. Yeah, we've got to. Again, he's probably not even here at this
No.
point. But yeah, we've tried to organize a collab with Billy like 3 or 4 times, and there's always a problem. Usually on our end, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. It's us like being disorganized or having health issues
Yeah,
or something.
we're just a mess, guys. Really.
Just too much, yeah. But we will get there
I'll-
because we want to.
Our channel has the integrity of a chip sandwich.
Yeah. Lol, he was your first. That was hilarious. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
We're just
Billy.
Billy.
The second thought. Yeah, Sarah likes the second.
Oh,
I knew when I was talking about that Sarah would. You
I'm
know,
sorry.
Sorry, it's my sister, guys.
Yeah.
She likes Thor a lot.
Mm.
It's fair enough. AJ and Christina. Oh yeah, she's talking to the others. That's cool. I'm trying to get my boyfriend into the MCU, but he doesn't like how interwoven the plots are. I tried starting with the OG Iron Man, and he hated it.
What? Hated it? Oh man, then there's no hope.
Yeah, I
Because
think-
let's be real, that's
I
the
think he's
template
screwed.
for every other like
I-
Marvel movie
I
to
will
an
say,
extent.
try watching maybe Ant-Man
Yeah, sure.
You know,
That's definitely
because it's different.
a bit left of
It's,
field.
it's
yeah,
different to Iron Man.
For
It might be
sure.
in a different, better starting point. I don't know.
for sure. There are some people who
Um,
just don't like that kind of stuff.
Mm. It also depends on the expansion. Technically, the Vampire Diaries has an extended universe on the CW. Went to the original to Legacies, but I would argue you don't need to watch it all. That's fair.
Fair.
Are you drinking your water, Billy? It probably is. I hope you could just watch one.
Oh,
Man, always
me?
referring to
Yeah,
something
sorry.
specific that I don't know. Remember what we were talking about.
Mm.
You're saying that not everything is required viewing, but as a potential new fan, you don't know which ones you have to watch and which ones you don't, and not everyone has friends who can tell them.
That's what
This
a guide
is-
is for. That's what the internet's
This is
for.
what the internet's for. Look it up.
Yeah.
Just look
Trust
up
me.
like which
You will
MCU
find-
movies are bad.
Yeah, you will find at least one person's opinion on how to watch the MCU.
One.
You know? At least fucking one.
Yeah. Okay, Billy, gotta go. You guys have a great stream. Though, yeah.
He's definitely drinking water.
Have a good one, Billy.
Mm.
I mean, he's gone already, but whatever.
The Originals is a good spin-off. You don't really need to watch Vampire Diaries. Yeah, honestly,
Mm.
I wanted to watch The Originals for a while, and I didn't even realize it was a spin-off from Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
So it goes to show.
You guys are back. Hey, Shay. I know
Yeah.
she's been hoping to get in on the live
What's
for a little
up?
while, so happy you're here.
Glad to have you here.
For me, Makari from Eternals is the best speedster I've seen on screen. I loved
Oh.
how it wasn't slow mad and she was
She's
actually
just
just
fast.
fast.
Yeah. Actually, I would.
That's a great depiction
absolutely
of the physical
agree.
power, yeah,
Mm.
for sure. Yeah. Don't know if you guys watch these, but I love Frasier, so yes.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd like to say, thought like Cheers, and it was garbage, so you can even like a spin-off of something you don't.
Yeah,
Completely
exactly.
agreed. D.K. Russell is a perfect example. Cheers is garbage.
Yeah.
Cheers is not good.
Okay, fair enough.
But that falls into the 80s TV shows were not good.
Yeah.
They hadn't figured that shit out
Fair
yet.
enough.
But Frasier? Frasier's great.
That's like what I was
There's a
saying.
pompous windbag being a dick for 9 seasons, and it's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. It's just oh goddamn it, what's his name? The actor. That's just
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah.
At his
It's just,
best.
It's just Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
If you like Kelsey Grammer, you'll like this show.
Yeah, it's Kelsey Grammer playing kind of what he's famous for, but he's actually a really nice guy.
Yes.
He's not nearly as pompous as far as I can tell as his
No.
characters have been.
I love it though because he's always kind of the same guy but kind of different. 'Cause
Yeah.
someone was just like Sideshow Bob. Hey, what if it was Kelsey Grammer but like a serial killer?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
yeah. Oh, and you notice Sideshow Bob's brother is,
Yes.
is Niles?
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
It's so
I
good.
love that so much.
Third one was bad. Best for me was Days of Future Past and First Class X-Men. Absolutely.
Oh,
the
yeah,
third
yeah,
one,
yeah.
the first. And that's a problem with the X-Men is like,
Mm-hmm.
talk to someone who likes X-Men and be like, which ones should I not watch?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I would say like a third of the X-Men movies are really bad.
Yes.
And then the other 2/3 are pretty solid to really good,
Yeah.
depending on which ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Wonder if
also-
the rest of the stream is going to be just reading comments. Yeah, sorry, Celeste.
Sorry.
We try.
Now it is.
At this point, yeah. I love the music in Luke Cage and Mahershala Ali was awesome. Exactly. The first 6 episodes of Luke Cage were fucking great. After that, it's garbage.
Like I said.
The music is a tough one because it's like, was the music good? Yes. But did we need the people of the show to let us know that Luke Cage is definitely a black guy?
Yeah.
Every single time he's on screen,
Yeah.
there's a song that's like, hey, just in case you don't know, he's black.
In case you forgot.
Yes, I know.
Hey, they're just trying to keep in mind their vision impaired viewers, alright? Batman Brave and the Bold is a bunch of Silver Age comic Easter eggs, so I was able to enjoy it without being a Silver Age expert. After reading some, going back, I love catching the references. Yeah, that's the perfect balancing point where it's there, but it's not mandatory.
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Batman and Brave and the Bold is a great example.
Yeah, I really need to get around to it.
Yeah, I always wondered why they didn't just call...
Oh, yeah,
Mark
no,
Hamill
this
when
was
he
said
did
before.
because he was so terrible to work with. Yes, he was,
Mhm.
apparently. I knew they didn't start in the second mistake. Yeah, sorry. We'd be having Socratic seminars in the comics sometimes. I don't blame them. Huh. What's Socratic mean again?
Like Socrates.
Yeah,
Is a
what does that
reference.
mean?
I have no idea.
Nah, I'm not smart enough for this, Jen.
Yeah. Oh, all I know is that I know nothing.
Yeah,
that
hang
one?
on. She's not no, that's just a statement. She's not a statement. She's a person. Is the best sum up I've heard of a female character in the way they're written. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
what I think a good character should be. It's like with gay characters that, that is not a statement about being gay. It's just a character that is gay.
They
Or
mentioned Brave and the
female,
Bold, and
whatever.
you thought of Miss Congeniality too, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. You will see.
Didrik Bader from the worst to the best.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, that is pretty much, in summary, our whole like Hollywood female badass like video. That is that like when it's done badly with any kind of representation is when you're trying to make a statement and
usually,
not a character and not a person, not a human being.
Yeah.
You know.
I love DC, but I started out specifically loving the Robins. Yep, and the
Yep.
great things was because the universe was so expanded. I could explore that specifically for certain moods. Bat-Fam, Detective, Gritty. Absolutely, completely agreed. The Robins with that. Yeah, totally agree. You can get different takes on a similar theme if you want. If you have a different feel in mind. Yeah.
Sure.
I meant Wonder Woman original, the best one, the one with Gal.
Gal
Okay, so you meant the Wonder Woman origin story.
Oh, right.
Which again is still confusing because there are other Wonder Woman origin stories.
The one with Gal Gadot.
Yes.
That's her favorite one. Yeah,
if you want
that
to
is
just
great.
let's go with the popular, the famous
Yes.
current Wonder
Yeah.
Woman, whatever. Gal Gadot, yeah, she's great. I do love that different directors get the opportunity to work with material they've been fans of for a long time. Bryce Dallas Howard killed directing episodes of Mandalorian. I hope it opens up Star Wars. Yes, yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely. You can just watch the play at the beginning of Thor 3, and it's great. That's so true. That's so true.
Oh, that's so great.
That's so accurate,
amazing.
Dick Grayson, Batman. Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Right.
Sam looks so different. Nice haircut. Thank you, Lindsay. Appreciate it. Yeah. Also, I haven't been able to see the new Spider-Man, and I'm desperately avoiding spoilers. I'm so sad because that's my favorite MCU series right now. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
The fact that it's like in cinemas and I can't go to cinemas, well, can but can't. You know what I mean?
Everybody has been so awful with Spider-Man spoilers. I gotta
Oh
say.
yeah, no, I just completely avoid everything Spider-Man related entirely.
Dude, I've been trying to, but
I'm better
shit
at it.
will just come up in my feed, just pop up.
I'm aware.
The first thing that shows up.
I know.
And it's like on Instagram where it's like, dude, you have the option to make the first picture a spoiler warning and then swipe to see it. And you just decided not to do that. You just decided to put it in the description. That doesn't help me, my guy. I saw Green Goblin. Now it's spoiled, you know?
That's still the same point I'm making, though.
Yeah.
I'm just better at not seeing those things. I don't mean that they don't come up.
How do you
I'm
not
saying I
see
don't
it?
see them.
How do you not see it?
Sports. Basketball is taught
Oh,
me...
you have something else to focus on.
No. Basketball has taught me to look at a specific area of the screen if I don't want to get something spoiled. See?
Interesting.
So with a basketball game, they show you the thumbnail and there's a fucking score. It's like the fourth quarter and they're
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
is the score down the bottom of the screen. Don't look at it.
Yeah.
Simple.
No.
I don't see the scores. I know they're there. I don't see them.
Mm.
And that's the same thing with Spider-Man content. It comes up on YouTube and Instagram all the time. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I know it's there.
Mm.
It's in front of my eyes, but I averted my gaze.
It's just things like where it's
but
like
I'm good at this.
it's like a picture where it's like
I know.
fucking like Benjamin Cox and then like Tom Holland,
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, sorry,
Yeah.
Charlie Cox and Tom Holland like sitting together at the table, and it's like,
Not a
oh,
spoiler.
that's no, to me it is like,
Oh, for you, I guess.
Daredevil's in it. Daredevil's in it.
I
Cool.
knew they
I
were
didn't
doing
know
that.
that. That would have been a nice surprise, but no, now I know. Fuck
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, I
those kind of spoilers.
yeah. Okay, to be fair though, I didn't need to avert my gaze because I expected them to do that.
Right? Yeah. No, I didn't.
For context, can't see it because of COVID and don't want to sit in the theater with other people. Too many anti-vaxxers in Ontario, right?
That's
Exactly.
fair.
That's
Yeah, that's very
exactly
fair.
my thing.
See, I got lucky.
Same
Me
deal,
and Hazel
yeah.
saw Spider-Man with an empty cinema.
there was no
it
one
was
there.
just
Yeah.
us. It was so good.
I feel like Tom Cruise playing Iron Man would traumatize me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
oh,
Tom Cruise
if they had it, it would be played for
in
laughs.
anything is traumatizing.
Yes, Tom Cruise is traumatizing.
Exactly. Yeah. Dick Grayson as OG Batman would be fun. Having a Batman that was more acrobatic since bats can fly. So Batman just constantly gracefully glides through the. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
More, it's more aesthetic.
It makes more sense for Batman to be gliding when it's Dick
yeah,
because he's lighter and he
Yeah.
has an acrobatic background.
exactly.
Sorry, hang on. Oh, for the topic of the good stuff, I would just like to mention Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
The Hobbit movies were great too, but not.
I
same
disagree.
level.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought they were bad.
The Hobbit was the first major book I read when I was about like 5 or 6 or something, so I'm very familiar with the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
And no, the movies were bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought the first movie was
It was good, but
pretty
the second
good.
two was
The
just
s-
one movie
yeah.
and two.
Yeah, the second two, like this, the second one was
Like,
like
it didn't need to be expanded.
was like okay, and
Mm.
then like really fucking failed at the end where they just cut off the ending.
Yeah, well, it's a
the
2 movie
movie?
story.
Yeah.
So they didn't have
No.
enough story.
But they just wanted to make it Lord of the Rings 2.0, and
Mm.
they really, yeah.
I think part of the problem is someone maybe saw like, oh, it's also a long book, so it's probably a 3-part movie, right?
Mm.
Did you read the book?
Yeah.
There's a lot in there that
Yeah.
should not be put onto the screen.
Yep. Oh,
I don't know if Doctor Who counts an expanded universe because it is technically continuous. It does.
no, it's an expanded universe. There's,
that's what I said.
there's spin-offs, yeah.
What are you
I'm
saying
agreeing
about-
with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Very
agreeing with you.
confusing.
No, I'm
You're
agreeing.
like, no.
No,
I
no,
agree
no,
with
to
you.
them, to them.
Okay.
No, to them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But it did a good job of connecting story elements over time seasons. Agreed. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I agree with you.
I will say I'm excited about Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'm really curious about his adaptation. Well, I mean, Robert Pattinson has been playing Batman since the start of his career, so
It's just about time that Batman was actually just a broody
A creepy
emo guy.
weirdo.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
fuck me.
well,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
why is it taking us this long?
Robert Pattinson just played a shitty Batman
Yeah,
in Twilight
Just
already.
the worst version of Batman is Edward Cullen.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like fucking all these people being like, no, we gotta make him charismatic. No, you don't.
No,
You have to
no.
make him pretend to be charismatic.
Yeah, you need to make him seem like he can be, but he's kind of not.
He's really
He's kind
not.
of a dick.
Yeah.
He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only upcoming season of a TV show I'm buzzing about is season 4 of Drive to Survive. Never heard of it.
Never heard of
It's
it.
a car show, I'm guessing.
Hmm.
By the way, your hair looks good, Sam. Thank you, Alice. Appreciate it. I thought Bab's costume looked adorable. This is a Barbara Gordon
Yeah.
Batwoman.
Hmm.
This is coming from someone who doesn't really watch the live action stuff. As a purely comic cartoon fan, I approve. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
of course.
sure.
It's great.
If Pixar and DreamWorks suddenly decided to pull a coup and ruin Disney animation, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one.
That's pretty damn fair.
That's fair. I mean, Disney does. They make good content, but their business is shit.
Yeah, exactly. And also
So-
the thing to remember is that it's like the people who make that content.
Isn't the company?
It's not the company.
Yeah.
It's not the people at the top.
Yeah. Doctor Who definitely is an extended universe
Mm.
because it includes the shows Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures, even though there was like only one crossover. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pixar animators and stories are just better than Disney's, and I'm convinced Disney is just jealous as hell of that.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I would be
I
surprised.
could,
yeah.
I can believe that.
DreamWorks definitely makes my favorite animation. Interesting.
Hmm.
I actually have to think of
A Shrek person.
Oh, yeah.
A person of culture, I see.
I hope they will do better with the Harry Potter universe. I mean, they've already proven that they're not. But
Yeah.
I love the originals, but the prequels haven't been.
Yeah.
They have. I don't understand why they're still doing it. Doesn't
Yeah.
everybody hate Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, I really liked the first one, which is why the second one was
The first one was pretty solid.
Mm.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon, animated series of all time.
Cool.
I feel like
I haven't watched it.
the first one can just kind of stand alone, to be honest.
I liked the follow-up movies, but you're right. The first movie can totally stand alone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go. Technically, How to Train Your Dragon is an extended universe with all the shows. I think that takes the cake. Cake is my favorite.
Oh yeah, it
Interesting,
is. Yeah, and
Yeah, it's definitely an
DreamWorks
extended
has kind of
universe.
gotten in. Actually, you know what? Even old
DreamWorks
Disney
does that.
animated shows.
They
There was
were
the
extended
Hercules
universe type
animated
stuff,
series, the
yeah.
Aladdin animated
Mhm.
series.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the controversy around J.K. Rowling. This is the first time I'm actually confused about a controversy. I just literally don't understand what she's saying when I read her essays about it.
Yeah,
because she's a crazy person.
because she doesn't really know. She doesn't know what she's
She's
saying.
super out of touch.
She's transphobic and doesn't want to admit it.
That's what I mean. She's super out of touch.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand what she's talking about.
Yeah,
she's
no, she
well
doesn't.
far away.
Yeah.
Even beyond Race to the Edge, She-Ra and the Princess of Power and Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast are both fantastic Avatar: The Last Airbender tier shows.
Yep.
Yeah, Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast is
Oh, it's so
the closest I've come across to another show that's in the Avatar vein where I'm like, yeah.
yeah. It's kind of
This
getting
holds
up
up.
there.
The fact that they wrote it all in one go kind of
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, and it makes
Because the whole storyline fits.
yeah, it's the
it
benefit
all
of having
pays
it all
off.
planned out. Yeah.
Yeah. Kipo is so good.
So good.
So good.
And
It's
honestly,
one of my
Evan-
favorite Chosen One stories.
And I would honestly agree with She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I know it didn't grab you because you didn't really like the characters so much.
It's just
but,
the styling of the show.
Man, just
Mm.
beautiful.
I haven't watched all of the Flash yet, but it's definitely up and down, and CGI looks Super Mario 2D. It's rough level. So I don't really care about graphics being amazing. Like
Mm.
if they are amazing, sick. If they're not, I don't
I mean,
care.
yeah, if you grow up liking,
But the
80s
storylines?
movies, yeah. That makes sense. You, it's like how you like. There's people nowadays who are like, I can't play this game. The graphics are too crappy, and I'm like, okay.
Cool.
I played like
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot on PS1,
Yeah.
so
Honestly, yeah. If the graphics ruin it for you, it's like, how
Mm.
much do you care about the characters?
well,
and story?
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of to me
You
at
gotta
least,
look at
it's
characters'
prioritizing
storyline.
the wrong things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love the Vampire Diaries. I also love the OC, Crystal Sam and stuff. Have you guys seen the OC? Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
I
Watch
have
the whole.
not. I need to.
OC was tough. I tapped out when Marissa died, which was near the end anyway, right?
Dude, spoiler.
You're actually going to watch the... Oh, you just said you were going to watch it?
Just said, yes.
Dude, this is 20 years too
Still,
late.
still.
No.
Still.
You did not get to call spoilers
Yes,
on
I do.
fucking OC.
It was a spoiler.
It is a pop
I have
culture
known
juggernaut.
nothing about it up until this point.
That's your fault.
No.
It's 20 years.
No.
Mm-mm. I love the comment section and the interaction, actually. We try.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
try.
you guys try.
Stuff I don't know about the Green Goblin. Spoiler. Lol, I forgive you. Oh shit. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, then you know that. There I go. There I go. Just becoming the monster that I hate so much.
Although
Sorry.
that he was in all the trailers, right?
Yeah, most
So
of them. But if
you're
you
just
avoided the
avoiding all
trailers, yeah.
Sure.
Sorry.
And Drive to Survive is the show on Netflix where they're following F1 around. Yeah, so it's a car show.
All right.
And hey, Christina, to be fair, I know you said you feel bad about writing. Write as many car comments as you like. Write in
It's-
about the stuff you like.
It's cool, man.
I
Yeah,
just
we're not
won't
bothered.
always know what to say because
I don't care
I'm not
about
a car
cars.
buff,
I
you know.
really don't care about cars.
yeah, write in as many comments about cars as you want. It's all good.
Holy shit, Serenity's right. Power
Power
Rangers
Rangers counts
is
as
an extended universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Too bad they don't have the Aladdin TV series on Disney Plus.
And that's what pirating is for.
Sure, yeah. Princess and the Frog is getting an animated series, and I'm so scared excited. At least you won't be a frog. That could be great because it could fix some of the plot, the character problems
some
I have
things
with that
we didn't
movie.
like. Yeah. Tangled, the animated series, also counts as well.
I need Tom Cruise's traumatizing print on a t-shirt. There's a saying that Disney brand is just once upon a time since they adapt so much from Disney, from fairy tales, whereas Pixar's movies are what ifs. Yeah,
Which is an
that's a good
inherently
way to put
better
it.
premise.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing. Disney's brand is based on previous IP.
Yeah.
Because Disney doesn't create new things,
Yeah,
or at least
no.
they do now, kind of.
kind
That
of.
they've hired enough creative people
Yeah.
to create new things.
They use other people and
But they-
other companies to
Yeah.
accommodate that.
But Disney's whole business model was built on taking things that were already public domain or just straight up stealing things that weren't.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
Disney, yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Alright, getting close to the end.
This is cool, yeah. Like, what if toys could talk and walk? What if a rat could walk, cook? Yeah.
Yeah.
What if our regular family were all actually superheroes?
Yeah.
Actually, that's actually Black Lightning too. What if a regular family were superheroes?
Yeah, and that's why it's so good.
Well, a regular family in an oppressed neighborhood. But,
Yes. What if a regular black family was superheroes?
Well, but again, a oppressed neighborhood doesn't have to be black family.
no.
That
I
could
know.
be-
I know.
I know what you're saying.
But even so, I like how they balanced it out. But it's like, yes, they're in a oppressed neighborhood. Are they necessarily poor? Not really.
No, they're
They're pretty well off.
actually their county, their town, their wherever they live. That place is oppressed as a whole, but
Yeah.
they are a wealthier family
Exactly,
in
yeah.
that community.
That's what I mean. I like
It's an
that balance. And it's like,
interesting-
and even though they are wealthy,
They're still oppressed.
still getting
That's true.
still getting pulled up by the cops for no reason.
Yeah. Plus, if they don't do like 46 episodes for season 4 of Drive to Survive, I'll be mad because the 2021 season was simply lovely and one of the best F1 seasons ever. Cool. I'm glad you enjoy it.
My mom commenting on my hair. Going for
Aw.
the big cut, dang, that's different. Well, I mean, yeah, it's been a while since I've had a shaved head. Probably like 10 years.
Cold
Or more.
They're cooler.
It's it's much better for summer in that particular sense. I'm so hyped for the Lord of the Rings TV show because Silmarillion and the budget is what? The budget is insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look
Like
into it.
rivaling Game of
I'm pretty
Thrones.
sure it's like above Game of Thrones. It's
Yeah,
like
it
the
makes
most
sense.
expensive TV show ever made.
Well, because it's like, okay, we proved that Lord of the Rings fucking pops off.
We've
We've
proved that
proved that
expensive TV shows
expensive
work.
TV shows work.
Mm.
So let's make this
Let's do
happen,
it,
guys.
yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. As a black girl, I'm gonna just be mad if they fuck up Tiana twice.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Actually, though.
Mm. Sam, you spoiled the OC for Steph. Yeah, and I'm fine with it. You guys are a bunch of spoilers, yeah. Getting random info. I love the movie School of Rock with Jack Black. Where's Jack Black? He needs to come back. Well, I'm assuming that he had the
Well,
peak of his career and now he's just chilling.
He did the Goosebumps series and the
he's still doing
Jumanji
stuff.
remake. So
Dude, the Jumanji, the first one was fun.
Oh.
I enjoyed it. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch
was
them.
fun.
I mean, like, I was gonna give them a chance, but I was always just like,
I don't know about the sequel. I haven't got to it, but the first Jumanji remake, it's actually a sequel.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like it.
Oh, and he's
It's not amazing, but it's fun.
And Jack Black is going to be Bowser, so that I'm
yeah.
so incredibly staunched for.
I'm half.
So
He
excited.
could be amazing, but he could be garbage.
Could be terrible, but that I would entirely blame that on Illumination.
It's kind of like Chris Pratt being Mario. Mario?
Chris Pratt is Mario.
No, forget that. The Super Mario movie is Illumination.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah, I
it's
know.
gonna be bad.
That's exactly like because people are like, Chris Pratt is such a weird pick, but he could make it work. But Charlie Day as Luigi is
that's
so
great.
incredibly perfect.
That's great.
But it's Illumination, and they have a habit of just being like, yeah, if we just stick a bunch of big names onto this thing,
It'll be
then
good.
It'll be great. And
Yeah.
then they make it shit anyway because
Mhm.
they don't understand storytelling.
They don't write stories.
They've, by their own admission,
yeah. They write a bunch of memes
They
and
write a
stick them
bunch of memes
together.
and stick them together. Yeah, that's
That's literally what they said.
literally the easiest
Yeah.
version, the easiest thing that they can go with. That's what they go for.
Remember I was saying Illumination is the Nickelback of movie studios?
Yes, pretty much.
Because, by the way, if you don't know, that's what Nickelback does.
That's
They
exactly
take-
what they do.
They purposefully steal popular elements of popular music and then mash them into their own songs.
Yep.
Jack Black was great on Jumanji 1 and 2. That's what I was saying. Once Upon a Time, definitely my top 3 series. Haven't seen it. Vampire Diaries and the OC are my fave shows. I haven't seen Vampire Diaries either. Maria, my girlfriend, liked Vampire Diaries, I believe. OC was good back in the day. I enjoyed it for sure. And Once Upon a Time, definitely my top 3 series. I always wanted to watch Once Upon a Time, and I just never really got around to it.
I was like,
I thought that
oh,
was a
this
cool
is
idea.
a cool concept.
Yeah.
I feel like I would enjoy this,
Mm.
but yeah, just never got around to it.
But you know what? I mean, it's on the list of shows that one of me and Maria have seen and
Yeah.
that we're gonna rewatch together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you can go back and watch the classics together and skip the ones that you didn't like.
Yeah, it's always good for that.
Mm.
The only show I'm hyped for is Ragnarok, and it's a shame not that many people know about it. I think I know the one you're talking about. That's the one on Netflix, isn't it? Which is like
It's an actual
really
Viking
like
show, I think.
live action, it's like fully based on like Viking mythology and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I'm keen for it. I really want to watch it. I really want to get around to it.
I haven't watched it. I'm not really into that area of like fantasy content.
Fair enough.
You know, like barbarians and shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Don't even get me started on Chris Pratt for Mario. Yeah, it's a weird take. I'm gonna have to be very convinced. Actually, you know what's one?
I'm just gonna have to see it.
But at the same time, you know what really fucking surprised me?
Mm.
I don't know if you saw it. The full trailer for Lightyear came out.
Oh yeah.
Chris
That
Evans.
looks good.
But Chris Evans' voice,
Mm.
the way that he's altered it.
Wait, is it not Chris Pratt?
No, it's Chris Evans.
No, it's Chris Evans as Lightyear.
And he's
Are you sure?
yes, it is. It's Chris Evans, and he
Okay.
altered his voice
Mm.
to sound somewhat more like the
What-
Tim Allen
Version, right?
I thought it was just going to
Wait,
be
Tim
Chris
Allen?
Evans doing
Tim
Chris.
Allen plays Woody.
No, Tim Allen plays Buzz.
Who plays Woody?
Castaway. Fucking
Oh,
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Tom Hanks plays Woody.
Tom Hanks plays Woody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. Right, okay.
Yeah, and he made his voice sound like a bit more like that. So it's
Right.
more like the Buzz Lightyear character,
I get
but
it.
not necessarily just trying to imitate Tim
Right,
Allen.
right,
So
right.
in that sense, I'm like, if Chris Pratt can pull off something like that,
Mhm.
where it's still his voice, but he's altering it to sound more like Mario-ish,
Mhm.
I could be on board for it.
Yeah.
It's Illumination.
Yeah.
I really don't have faith in them.
Mhm. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna have to rewatch the Lightyear trailer to
Yeah.
sort of pick up with that. I did notice he did sound like he was trying to be Tim Allen.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder how he prepared for that. You know,
Mm.
did he lock himself in a room with Home Improvement like the entire series and just a
Goddamn.
shitload of coke?
that sounds like the kind of rumor that's probably going to buzz around.
I mean, look at it this way: if you want to accurately follow along from Tim Allen, you have to do a lot of coke.
Yeah. It's method acting, guys.
Yeah. I thought the Jumanji remake.
That's what he
was-
meant by
was
To
what it
Infinity and Beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond!
was. I thought the Jumanji remakes were both a lot of fun. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, there you go. Fun. Ton. What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Finally here, been a subscriber of the main channel for about a year over.
Oh, cool.
However, generally want to say hi from
Trinidad and
Trinidad and
Tobago.
Hi,
Cool.
how's it going?
Cool. Yeah. We have a decent mix of like people from everywhere.
I know, right?
It's very cool. Yeah. I'm looking up extended universes to see if there's anything worth mentioning. I will say the Nickelodeon show universe was amazing.
I remember there was a bit of a thing about
Yeah?
that with Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents crossing over. I don't know much about the other shows. I know there were video games.
I didn't really see the crossovers.
Yeah, me either.
No.
I just know that they happened.
Yeah, I do know that happened. Yeah.
There were video games too, but yeah, whatever.
You guys are fun. Love the reactions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. That Mario movie could be good or bad, but either way, it will create 5 years worth of memes for the internet to use.
That's
yeah,
true.
That's the entire point of it,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, unfortunately.
Cartoon Network would also have its own universe. Yeah,
yeah, it
makes sense.
did,
Yeah.
especially with the ads and promos and
the
stuff.
way they tied everything together.
Cartoon City, that was sick. I loved that.
I hate when they cast well-knowns many times. So annoying. Yeah, you don't need well-knowns all the time.
Yeah, the fact that Chris Pratt is going to be Mario and Garfield, and it's like
Garfield makes sense.
Garfield makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Mario,
It's just
I don't really
it's
understand.
just his character from Parks and Rec as a cat.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do. That's what
That's
I'm
actually-
expecting him to do.
That's a pretty good take for someone who still hasn't watched the show.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm getting through
But
my
yes,
list.
it's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Mario movie. I'll wait.
No, it's
Is
not
it
out yet. There's only been
There
teasers.
is a Super Mario movie out from
Oh,
93
yeah.
with Bob Hoskins.
You don't need to watch that one. From I've only heard about it and just hell no.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings TV show. Yes, that does sound really good.
What, you got beef with Nickelback? Sorry, am I the only one who enjoys them? Okay, so
What?
I think a part of the problem is that when people hear about the hate for Nickelback, they don't understand why.
Yeah,
All they
yeah.
know is they're a band and they make songs, and like, what's wrong with those songs?
Mm.
That's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is how Nickelback goes about making their songs.
Yeah.
And that is basically steal a few ideas and then redo them. And they're like, hey, this was a top 40 hit.
Mm-mm.
Let's redo this.
Yeah.
And that's all they do. Like, Chad Kroger's not really a great songwriter.
Yeah.
He's much better at plagiarization than Jimmy Page.
Yeah. Ooh, shots fired.
But, a lot of stolen things that were made, much like Illumination, specifically for the point of selling records. Like,
Yep.
their entire thing is, will this sell?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
if it doesn't, they don't do it.
Yeah.
That's Nickelback. They're
Yeah.
just a business. And then the second thing is, if you actually look into the lyrics, you listen to enough Nickelback, you look into the lyrics, it's like, that's some gross shit, dude.
Yeah, Chad Kroger is kind of
That is
just
fucked.
a skeevy kind of dude.
Chad Kroger's a really gross guy.
yeah, like not
It's
great.
easy to not notice if you're not paying close attention to the lyrics.
I don't remember if it was a segment on a video or a video in and of itself, but
Hmm.
Finn McKenty did a really
Finn
good
McKenty
bit
did it.
on.
Oh, he
Punk
did
Rock
Most
NBA.
Hated Bands.
That's right. He did
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
Hated Bands and talked about Nickelback. Look it up. It's interesting.
Yeah, that
But I mean, yeah, we'll see.
actually introduced a new reason for me to not like Nickelback.
Yeah, right?
I already had
I
reasons.
know, right? Same here. But yeah, it's like the songs are catchy. There's nothing wrong
there's
with
nothing
liking
wrong
the songs.
with the
It's
end
like
product songs.
that was the point,
But
to
they're-
create a catchy song from elements of other songs.
However, the catchiness is not the problem.
The catchiness isn't the problem. But also, though, in terms of just criticizing their songs, man, listen to She Keeps Me Up. I don't know if that's the actual name of it,
Yeah.
but the one that has the line Coca-Cola roller coaster. Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
Yeah.
Just look that up. That says everything.
Sure. Yeah. Once upon a time in the ABC grave, please, I beg. Fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I once said to a friend that Nickelback just released the same song over and over again with different lyrics, and she never spoke to me again. Okay, but that's not subjective.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you can sort of make that argument about a lot of bands.
Yeah.
However,
true.
if you look specifically at their first and second big hits, there was
Hmm.
How You Remind Me and what was the other one? I
Um,
can't remember, but it was like the same structure. It was the same like melody and like key.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same everything,
Yeah.
even a similar subject matter, but just a
Slightly-
technically a different song.
Yeah. The B version of it.
Yeah, the second hit was just reiterating their first hit.
Yeah.
They did try to change later on, but then they just started like stealing from other people.
Yep.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, it is Valentine's Day.
Today is Valentine's Day. Holy
yeah.
shit! Yes, happy
Well,
Valentine's Day.
my I don't know about yours, but my partner at least just doesn't care.
She doesn't
I
care.
don't care about Valentine's Day.
Marie hasn't mentioned it at all. I don't think about it, but
It's-
I will ask her later.
It's either fine or you're in deep shit.
Right. No, it's definitely fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I know
It's
my
just funny.
girlfriend. Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
That thing.
I'm setting my expectations super low for the Mario movie. Best case scenario, it's not a good movie, but it's meme worthy.
Yeah.
Well, it'll definitely.
It'll definitely mean more than.
Yeah. Hey, when's the next movie reaction, you guys? Okay.
Yeah,
coming out in a few
we're
days.
alright. Just dealing with some stuff, and yeah,
A, personal stuff in the background, and then B, like physically speaking,
yeah, he's fucked.
I have a lot of problems with my neck. I think it relates to an injury I had from surfing when I was like 14 or 15. But basically, I can't hold myself in any kind of position to edit from any more than about 20 minutes at a time without like a lot of pain. So we're in a bit of a hole. We're talking to my girlfriend about her helping out with editing, and
Yeah.
we possibly might hire another editor just because in order to continue this channel and keep things going,
We need support.
I may have to step back pretty heavily from the editing. I
Yeah.
might have to reduce my role in almost entirely to just like final cuts.
Yeah.
Basically just clean up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, which would make sense.
That's a tough one, but this is kind of where we're at. So
That and maybe like handling the business. end
oh,
of things.
absolutely, but
That
doing
could
more
be a
of the
thing.
managerial stuff.
could be a
I would
thing.
have room for.
Yeah.
It would be so cool if you guys would react to Once Upon a Time. Well, not doing TV shows,
Yeah.
but you
Not
probably
here
have
anyway.
have other plans right now. What are the things that you react to in the near future? Okay. So just to be clear, it doesn't matter what our plans are or aren't. We're never going to do TV shows on the Movie Buds channel.
No, it'll be on a TV Buds channel.
It's the movie channel. Yeah, if we have like another editor maybe who has proven themselves and whatever, then we might do a TV channel in the future. We'd really like to.
Yeah.
But if, like,
It'd be
can
cool.
we make
But
it
can
happen
we?
is another story.
I think for that we'd probably need a team, but there's also
Mm.
just the logistics of like we do a new series and wait for episodes to come out. We do stuff that's older, but
We'd
then
have
it's like
to do smaller limited
4
series.
seasons of shit. You know, yeah.
We'd have to stick to series that are maybe only like 8 episodes per season or something.
There's not that many of them. You know,
Well, there's a lot more these days.
there are more these days, but still,
There's
even
a lot
so.
of things we wouldn't be able to do. It's hard.
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
is a tough one.
Exactly.
That's the Ragnarok I was
Yeah.
talking about. It's definitely worth watching. A smaller story of Ragnarok, but based in the modern day. Like the main character is a teenager who's a reincarnation of Thor. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
it
I'm
looks
thinking
good.
of a slightly different version of the show.
Could be.
Oh, okay. Disney's animated show universe was also very cute with ads. I remember they did commercials where Stitch would come in and wreck everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Disney can do good advertising, as evidenced by the behemoth that they are.
Yeah,
However, a lot of their advertising is
terrible.
the only thing I
Take
care
Wreck-It
about-
Ralph 2. That movie was just an ad.
Oh, right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I care about on Valentine's Day is that either F1 winter testing or car launches are happening, so happy car launching day, sure. Sure.
Sure.
Guys should watch the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours. Their intro to the multiverse. Yeah, I know about that. Jimmy Neutron and
yeah.
Timmy from This Is Fairly Odd Parents.
Here's the thing. I don't like Jimmy Neutron.
Ah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I thought the show was butt ugly, for one,
Mm,
but also just not funny.
yeah, fair enough.
Sorry.
Just peeps the Burn Book shirt.
Hey.
Yeah. It's not really extended universe, but a spin-off show. There's a Canadian show called Letterkenny that is based off a YouTube series that you guys might love. Peak representation of Canadians. So
Okay,
this,
sure.
that's some truth speaking right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I don't know if Trailer Park Boys is a good representation of Canada. What do you think?
Oh, God.
Way well for it.
Just saying.
Trailer Park Boys is a great show that's Canadian, and Letterkenny. What I've seen of Letterkenny is like, yeah, watch
All
it.
right.
It's pretty funny.
Cool.
You could almost call it like, from what I can tell, maybe like a country hick version of Parks and Rec
Okay.
kind of thing. But not in the sense that it's the same show, but a similar sort of feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, it's a spin-off of a spin-off called Kenny, which is an animated series, and a spin-off show called Shorzy, which was announced recently. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Letterkenny has had about 10 seasons or so far.
Right on.
It's really good. Trailer Park Boys, by the way, is a franchise that's been going for like 30 years on its own.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just Trailer Park Boys. They do it themselves, and it's still going. There's like, 4 movies, an animated show, like 2 or 3 different versions of the show itself.
Damn.
It's fucking intense.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Trailer
talk
Park
about...
Boys is intense.
We were completely off base talking about the MCU.
Yeah,
and
just
DC.
Trailer
Fuck
Park
that. We
Boys.
should have just talked about
Yeah.
Trailer Park Boys.
There's so
Yeah,
much stuff you need to see.
And this is
I
the problem
know.
we're talking about.
Well, the bigger problem is that we have too much work for you to catch up on all the things you want to see. Yeah. Fun fact about Super Mario: Nintendo owned the rights to a Super Mario porno, technically making it canon.
Is that fun?
I don't know if that's fun. It's
fun
a fact.
for somebody.
Technically a fact. Did you guys react to Tall Girl? No. We'll probably get there. And yes, we just filmed the second one recently for To All the Boys. By the way.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, so we will film the third To All the Boys very soon because we want to get to that relatively soon. Photograph.
Yes, Photograph.
Photograph, and This Is How You Remind Me.
that's the
They're
one.
the same song.
Yeah, they are.
In fact, they're pretty much about the same thing too.
Look at this graph.
Yeah. That's the best thing that came out of that.
Out of Nickelback in general, it's just memes.
That one song. Yeah, absolutely. That one meme. Yeah.
That one meme.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'll be editing videos in my pajamas. Sweet.
Anya.
Fucking go hard. Not heavily invested, but being a mom and 3-year-old, so I'm guessing your kid is 3 years old.
Yeah.
The reactions to these half-ish good movies are like podcasts to keep me motivated whilst I work. That's fair.
Cool.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Some of them are half-ish good.
Yeah.
Some of them are fucking classics. So
Yeah.
be careful about that wording, but I hear what you're pointing. I hear what you're saying, yeah. You guys definitely need support, yeah. Pretty badly.
Yeah.
You'll take the rest needed. We'll still be here. Yeah, this is a trouble thing. We just took 2 weeks entirely off editing.
It still wasn't enough.
Dude, the second I sat down to edit, I was like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
In retrospect, we should have just taken January off, but we didn't plan it.
Entirely.
We didn't plan ahead for
But
it.
that's the thing. If we took January off entirely, we wouldn't have had Encanto, which has been holding us together
Exactly,
for the last
yeah.
few weeks.
Or realistically, it's like we should have just put out Encanto
Straight away.
in December,
Maybe,
with
yeah.
everything, with a bunch of other like bangers, just
Well,
to be like,
I
"Yup,
think-
we're good. We got a good cushion for all of January. We can come back in Feb refreshed."
Next year
And then
we might do that.
it just didn't help that then.
Do something big to
I
finish
dealt
off
with-
December,
yeah.
but go on, yeah.
Just it didn't help that then just right at the at the tail end of I was dealing with a lot of family stuff in
Right at
the
end
break.
of Encanto, yeah.
So
During the break,
During
it was
the break.
stress and like
Stress,
pain, and that didn't really help having a rest.
yeah, and I mean also like it didn't help that the comment section for Encanto
It was
just
rough.
pissed me off. Still
Yeah.
pisses me off.
I think, yeah, for
Um,
the comments excusing Isabella's behavior in Encanto are some of the hardest to read things that I've read since Twilight.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Pretty much
It's some
same
of the
thing.
most toxic
Well, it's
excuse
just-
giving.
Yeah, it's just people just seeing blatantly toxic behavior and
And being
saying
like,
that
it's totally fine
it's-
because of these reasons.
oh, it's either totally fine or it's not toxic. And it's
Yeah.
like, yes, it is, and no, it's not.
Oh, and we don't understand it because we're not Colombians and we're not women. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, no, dude. Like, I grew up in an ethnic family.
Yeah, with
My
this same
older-
expectations.
My older brother was
The golden
child.
Yeah.
He never bullied me.
No, that was
Okay.
great to you.
He was awesome older
Farm's
brother.
got a good heart.
He really fucking
Yeah,
does. So
yeah.
it just, and I'm sure that for a lot of people, you can end up that way.
Oh,
where
yeah,
you
I'm
end
not
up,
saying I don't
like-
understand how she ended up that way. I'm
But-
just saying that doesn't make it okay.
But that is the fundamental, one of the fundamental defining points of a bully is that it's someone who is not happy with themselves
Yeah.
and projecting
That
those feelings
onto
onto
other
other
people
people
and
to
then
make
excusing
themselves
that
feel
behavior.
better. But that doesn't excuse it. It just
No, that's what I'm
explains
saying.
it. Yeah.
They use that
And they
as an
use that
excuse
as
for that
explanation,
behavior, but it's not.
No.
There's no excuse.
They're like, she's not a bully. She's just projecting her feelings. And I'm like, that's what bullies do, my guy.
That's what bullying is. Yeah.
That's what bullying is. And she never fucking apologized.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's 30 years old.
Right. Not your kid's not 3. I don't know how old they are then, but you are 30. I get it. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm 34.
Mm.
Fucking 30.
And I'm
peoples.
29. Almost there. We'll be there in June.
I'm having similar neck issues. It's really terrible, so I feel you. Hope you can get it treated. Yeah, I don't know what to do exactly, because at this particular point, the only thing I can do is lie down or walk around. everything else hurts.
You're gonna
like
need-
this right now hurts.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get some X-rays.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I might have to get fucking surgery or something.
Yeah, you might. There's a good chance.
Oh, love a Music Buds channel. That'd be
Huh.
really difficult.
That would be so cool, but so hard. Cause yeah,
The amount of
copyright.
copyright to work with when it comes to music, and yes, we have a much better understanding of it than most of the people doing music
which
reactions.
is why we get away with it.
But yeah, it's still
that's how we were. That's how we're able to do movies that are musicals. You know.
This is how we were able to do such long commentaries. Is just understanding how copyright
Yeah.
actually works.
Yep. Then I saw one person, Izzy's, talked about the channel a few times.
Mm.
She had a note in one video about how, like, yeah, sorry, wanted to include, you know, this clip, but I literally got copyright claim for including a 15-second clip.
15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Of course, you got copyright claim.
I was like, why did you need 15 seconds?
Calm down. Jump cuts, my dude.
Yeah, come on.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just
Jimmy's mom alone is a reason to never watch Jimmy Neutron. Fair enough. Yeah, get support, don't get overworked, or the physical things worse. Yeah, and
Yeah.
look, I, to a degree right now, have to be overworked
Yeah.
because the channel will die. As much as I appreciate people saying, you know, we'll support you guys and we're happy for you to wait, I love that. I really
Yeah,
do
it's
appreciate
great.
it, but that doesn't pay me.
it doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't keep the lights on, unfortunately. You get into
Yeah.
a point where you're like, I have to stop working so much, but we're kind of in a free fall at the moment. So if I don't overwork myself now, I will like
The channel will die.
We'll lose the channel.
And I'll go broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess I'll go broke.
And then you sure as fuck are not getting the money
Yeah.
for those X-rays or that surgery. you
Yeah,
know?
that's exactly it. So I have to overwork to get the money to do the surgery to
Yep.
continue the channel. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and hope you don't die in the meantime.
That'd be nice. Yeah, especially the painkiller situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I just went through a large box of slow-release tramadol in a very short amount of time.
Mm.
It's not a good thing. I've actually got like scratches and shit all over me from being super itchy from drugs.
Oof. Bruh.
It sucks. Yeah.
Bruh.
Happy Valentine's Day to all of the single people who focus on themselves and being independent. Sure.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Love yourself.
I hate Encanto and especially Isabella. I was so annoyed by the comments under your video. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, look, I know
Look,
a certain amount of
yeah.
people were.
You know, I know you're not the only ones. I know that, like...
Like 200 or 300 people commenting on a video with 130 something views
Yeah,
does
exactly.
not make it a majority.
You mean 130,000?
Yeah, I said 100. I
said 130 views.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah,
I'm always
130K.
talking in K.
Yeah, 130k views.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not that many overall. They're just the loudest ones, but it's just the fact
just
that
the-
they exist.
The fact that
It's
there's
just
that many people making that many excuses for bullying.
Especially after we fucking
We were pretty
spelled it
clear.
out so clear that we didn't hate the character. This wasn't just
Oh my God.
we saw the potential, we saw what they were trying to do.
Mhm.
We were just like it was mishandled because every single argument that people bring up is like,
Stuff we
but you
discussed.
missed this
No, we
thing where
didn't.
they implied
Yeah,
here
we
and that.
talked about the
No, but
exact thing that we supposedly
Even
missed.
the things that we did supposedly miss, where it's like, oh, but this was implied here and like subtext there, and I'm like, this is a kids movie, my guy.
Yeah,
It-
you can't
no,
work with implication.
No, this is not a serious family drama like that's super
It
nuanced and
can be
whatnot.
subtle.
It-
It can't be subtle.
That can be subtle.
It's
This
Encanto.
can't. It's
Yeah.
a fucking kids movie,
Yeah, it has to be direct.
and you
it
were
was
not direct.
Yeah.
So a kid who is in that situation is just gonna see that and be like, yeah, like it's okay because I'm going through stuff.
Hang on.
Like fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have neck problems from an accident and I used TENS machine for pain management. Feel free to disagree with this, but it helps me. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look into it.
Interesting.
Yeah. As much as I like watching new content from you all, I hope you're all able to take care of whatever breaks you need to get well and stay well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you. You know, it's like I was saying, I love and appreciate all the support that we get from you guys, and of course it makes a huge difference. But I still have to pay the bills.
Yeah. I love Encanto. I don't like the behavior of Isabella, but I know what it feels like if you're expected to be the perfect child. I had that for very long. It's hard. See, that's the thing.
Doesn't
We
matter.
never said
We don't get
that
it.
we don't get it.
We never said it doesn't make sense.
We never said that it doesn't make sense. We never say that it's not understandable. It's still wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just because you understand something doesn't mean that you condone it.
Yeah, like if people putting a whole bunch of pressure on me and then me going around and being a dick to other people doesn't
Yeah.
make it okay. I'm still a dick.
There's a reason. You know, you're not being a dick for the sake of being a dick.
But I'm still being a dick.
But that's never what we said. We never said Isabella is just being terrible just because she's terrible. We're saying like, the reasons you're providing aren't adequate enough for us to forgive her for this.
Yeah.
Without a better apology, without
actually,
a
you know
better
what?
redemption arc.
There are no reasons that could be given that would make it okay.
Yeah,
The only thing you can
Yeah.
do to make it okay is have her apologize
Yeah.
and recognize, like,
Yeah.
oh, I shouldn't have behaved this way towards you. I'm sorry for belittling a child.
Yes. Also, she's 21. I want
Versus a
people to fucking
15-year-old.
remember that.
Miss
It's like,
Isabella
this
is
is
the
an
adult
adult.
here.
Actual grown fucking woman.
So yeah, it's we don't care what it feels like to
I
be
know.
the golden child.
I know.
And those people who are like, yeah, because you relate to Mirabelle. How? How
Yeah.
do I, as a single child,
Sorry.
relate to Mirabelle?
Sorry.
As an only child.
I-
I have siblings, but I didn't grow up with them.
I have older siblings, but they never treated me the way that Mirabelle was treated. I've never been
Yeah.
treated that way in my family in general, so no,
Quite fair.
not really.
I've seen many examples of large families where you do and don't have that in different versions,
Yeah.
and I'm saying, but there's never been a time where I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, to use the most extreme example possible, this is like someone being like, "Oh, but he only went on a killing spree because he was so badly abused as a child." Doesn't fucking matter.
People are still dead.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, the damage is still done, whether it's just like bullying or if it's like something way more serious.
Mhm.
That does not justify it.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes it better is, at least in a movie, is a
Acknowledgement and
proper
amends.
redemption arc by
Yeah.
apologizing, acknowledging, and making amends.
Yeah.
That's it.
You have to fix. Well, you have to try to fix it.
Exactly. At
Yeah.
least.
Which they didn't do.
Yeah, they didn't.
So I thought Encanto depicted all the relationships really well, but exhausting how people seem to know how to watch movies with
Not
flawed
know.
characters. Not know, yeah. They either justify the problems or ignore them. Yeah, well, this type ties into like a deeper psychological thing where I think there's a lot of people that even if they understand and know what a growth mindset is, they still have a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
So you criticize their behavior and it's immediately a personal attack because it can't be anything else.
Yes.
They are their behavior
Yeah.
in their mind.
Well,
right?
also they relate to the character, and
Well,
they're like,
yeah, well,
"Look,
yes.
I have this in common with this character. Therefore, you're attacking me. Therefore, you're criticizing me."
But that's neither
Yeah.
that's neither here or there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It still comes down to whether you believe you are your behavior or
Yeah,
not.
exactly. Yeah.
It's like, have I done terrible things in my life? Yeah, I'm not
Mhm.
proud of some of the things I've done.
Yeah.
Have I tried to be better and like
Oh,
have a more
yeah.
positive impact? Absolutely.
No, yeah, I see what you mean. So people being like, "Oh, because I did this bad thing, you're implying that I'm a bad person." But no,
Yeah.
you just did a bad thing.
Yeah, I didn't
Everyone
say
does
a single
bad
thing about
things.
you. I said I said this particular thing, this behavior is
Yeah.
not cool.
No.
That doesn't make you a piece of shit.
What kind of can make you a piece of shit though is just being like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm going to be okay with this problematic behavior so that I can feel better about myself."
Yeah.
That kind of makes you a bit shit because that makes you selfish.
Mm. Hey guys, hey Rachel.
Hey, what's up?
So glad I made this chat. I'm glad to see you here. It's been a little while, I think. Wait, did we see you last time?
Hmm.
Man, I don't know shit about
No.
anything anymore.
Felt a little defensive of Isabel watching your reaction because I related to her personally, but I was not expecting the comments. Other people's comments or our comments?
I think she's referring to the comments in the comment section.
Yeah.
Look, I can understand feeling a little defensive, but it's one thing to
I get
feel a little defensive and then recognize that no, you shouldn't be defending this behavior.
Especially,
It's another thing to get on it and be like, whoa, hey, you can't say that she was terrible for these reasons. Like, well, A, we didn't say she was terrible.
Mhm.
She said this behavior is
Mm.
terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, if you are doing this kind of thing in real life, if you were in that position in real life, don't treat people like that.
yeah, just don't do that. Like, yeah, okay, and again, it's like I feel like people will just got this impression that we hated her
I don't
because
hate
she
Isabella.
was like one that we hated her, which we didn't,
Mm.
and second that was like we just had a problem with the fundamental premise of the character. And it's like, no,
No,
we think the
premise makes
fundamental
sense.
premise was botched.
Mm.
We think they didn't do it right. So if anything, I like the idea. You know what some good examples of Isabella's character arc done better? Catra from She-Ra,
Mhm.
Amity Blight from the Owl House.
Who's the girl in Chucky?
Oh yeah, the fuck, I forgot her name.
I know
But
the,
the main-
actor
yeah,
is
the-
Alvia Allen Lind.
Alvia Allen Lynn's character from Chucky.
Mm.
This has been done well multiple times. I like that character.
Even Sharpay was a similar version of this
Sharpay,
character.
yeah, Sharpay as
I
well.
love Sharpay.
This was a bad example because they didn't do it right.
Mm.
They missed key ingredients like the redemption arc.
Yeah.
They just skipped over it with a song.
Yeah, if you want to do that character and make her be like a realistically lovable character, she
Yeah.
has to have understanding
Yeah.
of what she's doing.
And shit, some
It's
people,
called self-awareness.
some people even been trying to claim that what she did to Mirabelle wasn't bullying.
Mm,
It's literally by definition bullying.
most definitely.
Look it up if you need to.
So, oh yes, bullying is fucked up. I was and still am the black sheep of my family, but since I felt chronically ill, I really have set my boundaries with everyone. Good.
Good for you.
Gotta set your boundaries.
Genuinely good for
Good
you.
call. Yeah.
Yeah.
No hair. Yes, that's true. No hair. I think a lot of people who watch the Encanto reaction assumed you were all watching it without any cultural references and trying to over-explain, justify it to her. Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I hear what
don't-
you're saying.
I hear what
agree.
I
You're
agree.
totally
That's
right.
absolutely what happened.
But it doesn't matter.
I just hate the assumptions. It's like when people come into the comments and they're like, "Man, trust that a pair of straight white guys wouldn't understand this. Not white, not straight.
Yeah.
Stop fucking assuming shit. You know,
It's
like
a tough one. Yeah.
not to you, just
No,
you
yeah.
know.
Just in general, yeah.
Yeah.
As if you weren't watching the movie too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
I will
Like-
actually have to say this is 99% of the comments we get from people sort of trying to explain a point or disagree about a point. They're usually saying something that only works if you weren't listening to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
It always comes back to like the Little Mermaid for me.
Yeah,
And the
pretty
way
much.
like specifically the deaf and mute people can't have relationships.
Yeah.
We specifically referenced a way that works, and we specifically talked about how we're not saying verbal communication is the only kind of communication.
Yeah.
But people still got in the comments
Yep.
getting on a case about that. It's like, we addressed the
Yeah.
specific thing you're talking about 5 seconds after the
Yep.
thing that you're mad about.
Yep. You clearly just
You just
got
stopped
mad.
listening.
Yeah, you got mad, commented, and then probably clicked off.
Either that or just kept watching and thought, fuck it.
Yeah, which is worse.
It is worse, yeah. Kindness doesn't pay the bills, damn it. They're just being nice to the phone company.
Back to making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Encanto, where the main characters was just randomly blamed for everything. Yep, that felt like familiar territory, sure. But at one point, you just have to not take the BS anymore. Being family
Doesn't excuse bullying. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
The loudest people usually don't give us quiet, thoughtful people a chance, and it really shows how ignorant they can be. Cause you to lose brain cells like who raised you.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
No,
but
true.
as a quiet person, you need to learn how to be more assertive.
That too.
Like, if you, well, here's the thing. If
Yeah.
you don't become more assertive,
Yeah.
you will not be part of the argument. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter
Yeah.
how fair it is.
Well, yeah,
or what
because you
say
gotta
about
you gotta see it from our perspective. Is that it's like I know cognitively that there are plenty of people who watched the whole thing, loved it, but didn't comment or leave a like because most people just don't. They just
99.9%.
yeah, they just
Mathematically,
enjoyed it. Mathematically,
did
yeah.
not comment.
They
and that's
just
fine.
they just enjoyed it, and that's it. And that's probably the majority. The 200 or so people who got in their feels and commented about how like you guys hate Isabella and blah blah blah. They are like a tiny minority, but that's what I see. That's the thing that has an emotional impact on me,
Sure, yeah.
And when it's just repeatedly seeing that again and again and again, that's
tough.
the only emotional impact I'm going to get from that. And it's to the point where I kind of don't want to watch Encanto ever again. It's kind
ruined
of
the movie
it
for
has
you.
those comments have kind of ruined the movie for me,
That is a tough
which
one,
sucks because
yeah.
it was a good movie. I liked it.
Hang on. Does that mean you guys are going to watch Raya? Raya!
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course we'll watch Raya.
Yeah.
Um,
Not straight away, but
spoiler, I haven't seen it yet, but I know enough about it to be like, hey, this is my culture and you've done wrong.
yeah.
You fucked this one.
Mhm.
So, yeah, be prepared for some criticism.
Yep.
Yeah, the overworking topic is like the conversation to be having. Yeah, capitalism on the worldwide scale. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So I do social media management and branding, have 4 registered businesses in my name, yet living expenses going up by the day. Live in a 1-bedroom apartment and supplies it through the roof, yet technically living paycheck to paycheck. The hustle never dies, long days.
Never dies.
The hustle never dies, long days and long nights.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Well,
yeah.
That's the point. It's to get you stuck in on a hamster wheel.
Well, and this is kind of the problem where like people will criticize the idea of like hustle culture and the grind set. And
Yeah,
yes, but that in and of itself is not the problem. That
Yep.
is a symptom of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
People are in this position because they fucking have to be.
Yeah.
You want me to rise and grind? So what you're saying is you want me to die on the street because
Yeah.
those are my options.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes, I have an older brother who was popular in school, star of the basketball team. Cool. No, he's not.
No, he's not
football.
Paulson.
And he got amazing grades, but it was never a bully to me when I was his opposite. Yeah,
Yeah.
straight up.
The defensiveness of Isabella would be fine. She was better to her sister, or at the very least apologize, but she really was the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, so recognition, self-awareness, and making amends.
Mhm.
That's how you make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
Capitalism is, of course, the ultimate enemy. Work is keeping me from catching up on all the extended universe. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
is weird because
Trying
they're
to
a
struggle
product of
with work.
capitalism.
I know.
6 words: be aware of your own behavior. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, be very, very aware of
Yeah.
what you're doing.
And I don't know, all those comments just kind of scream to me.
Mm.
I have done something like this, and feel guilty about it.
And
But-
so I'm trying to make it okay.
But I need to make it okay so that I don't feel bad about it.
I'm not even.
Rather than actually addressing
Yeah,
what I did,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
And
It's,
it's
it's a
like, oh,
tough
come
one.
on, man.
It's a tough one.
Makes sense, yeah.
One thing I will say, just quickly, Ben, even being aware of your own behavior, dig deeper.
Yeah.
Because it's like you think you know.
Mm.
There's a lot of things everybody misses. Even like I have been on the trying to be as self-aware as possible, train for as long as possible, and
Yeah.
there's shitloads of things I still
Yeah,
missed.
still missed
The
stuff.
amount of times you look back 5-10 years later, and you're like, I thought I was totally on top of my shit, but
Yeah.
oh my god, I totally was behaving this way, and this is not helpful.
Oh, and also keep in mind, being aware of your behavior doesn't mean that you're going to change it.
No, being aware is the first step, but you
Yeah.
have to take step 2.
It's an extreme example, but most addicts are aware of their behavior. They're aware that they have a
100%.
problem, but
Well-
a lot of them cannot help themselves.
Okay, this is a fundamental misunderstanding of the addict thing, because what you're thinking is that the product is taking the drug, the problem is taking the drugs. It's not.
Ah, right.
The problem is a symptom. The drug taking is
it's
a
the
symptom
actual
of the
disease.
problem.
Yeah.
Then that's the thing, is you're saying they're aware of their problem. They're not.
Mm.
Drug addicts are aware they're taking drugs. That's not their problem.
Okay.
The problem is that they're usually isolated, whether that's self-isolated or isolated by the community, their friends, whatever else. The problem is that drug addicts are usually in a place of pain that they don't know how to fix, so they mask it with drugs.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I get
But
what
you get what I'm saying. right?
Yes. Yeah. I get what you mean. I just relate that it's hard to live up to perfection. It is no excuse for bullying. I never did that. I just had a hard time living up to the
That's fine.
expectations. Absolutely.
But
Nobody expects it for you to be easy. No one says,
Sure.
oh, you should just be able to live up. No,
that's wrong.
That's
And-
absolutely like I feel bad for Isabella's character,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make it okay to behave that
Yeah,
way.
that's why I was so bummed about it, and why I felt like it was such a missed opportunity, because it's like that is an important thing to point out, that like the idea of perfection
Yeah.
is a really fucking hard standard to live up to all the time. And Jesus Christ, she would have anxiety coming out of her ass.
Absolutely.
But they didn't depict it properly,
Mhm.
you know?
They did a way better job with Louisa.
They did. They really, really did.
Not to mention, I still work for a company 12 hours a day, homeschooling my 4-year-old daughter, and still budgeting every dollar and every cent. Yeah.
God damn, Lexar.
Yeah.
You're a superhero.
She has to be.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any
You
other
shouldn't
option.
have to be. Keep in mind.
Oh, yeah. No,
Because
no,
I don't
of
like
course
that
not.
stuff where they're like, oh, but that's so great that you're doing all these things. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to like bear all that burden.
Yeah. Rachel, it's been a while. Let's see the video after it's done being live. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being able to be here in real time. That's cool, you know.
Gonna have to change the title of the stream to discussing expanding universes
And Encanto.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
sorry. This has been boiling over for a while. Like my entire break was pretty much spent just being mad about that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
People who feel attacked by those sentiments are often the person that's being criticized.
Yep.
It's the very encapsulation of if the shoe fits. Yeah, that's totally true.
Mhm.
Yeah. I really like how you guys address bullying and bad behavior. I've recently gone through some crazy gaslighting. My ex defended his bad behavior towards me with what he's been doing.
Yeah,
through my-
exactly.
That's actually a perfect
It's a-
parallel, because that's exactly what I was saying about the Encanto stuff, where it's like there's a whole bunch of people in the comments saying, no, it's totally okay to behave this way to your younger sister, but if my boyfriend says the exact same things about the way he treats me, that's not okay.
Yeah, mind you,
Double standard.
It isn't okay.
No, it's definitely not.
It isn't okay.
It's definitely not okay, but also what you're doing is the same thing.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, and
So-
it's just you're okay with one because that's the one you did,
Yeah.
most likely.
Yeah, but yeah, not everyone.
Not definitely,
Yeah.
but most likely.
I literally had to say out loud to myself, "This is not okay." Great,
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
If you can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, "How these people treat me,
Yeah.
I'm not okay with."
It's just such a common tactic
Mm,
to blame your past for your actions.
Yeah. The problem is that people basically close their ears after they hear something that upset them instead of watching the whole thing to get the entire context.
Yep.
Absolutely. A lot of people really struggle with handling being upset.
I know. Yeah, they really do. It's
Tough one.
It sucks, but I mean, the internet thrives on reactionary content. So and like engagement. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. It encourages you to behave that way.
Yeah. I'm loving the unintentional Encanto deep dive. It's making me self-reflect.
Well, I mean,
That's
awesome.
important.
Awesome.
We should all be self-reflecting.
I mean, I know, like, part of the reason we weren't going to bring up Encanto until a later thing, we kind of just slipped into this. But the reason we weren't going to bring it up was because we were like, well, most of the people in the live stream who hear this don't really need to hear this. It's the vast minority of people.
Mm.
Most of them are just, like, casual viewers who aren't going to be on the live streams.
Mm.
But at the same time, if we've at least just made one person be like, huh, yeah, you made me think about it a little more now.
Mm.
I'm like, cool, awesome. That's,
Yeah.
I don't know, that made me happy.
Cool. That's good, yeah. So from my own perspective, thanking you for sticking to pointing out what's unacceptable behavior bullying. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. If it's a cartoon character, people getting so upset will never make any sense to me. I'm sorry, this is fictional drawing is going to be sad that I don't like them. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Smuster has shit on Euphoria last stream. In its last episode, Zendaya did an outstanding job acting out an addict's mindset behavior runs in my family, and she went for it. It's the only episode I recommend. Personally, I'd have to see it. Having gone through my own addiction things, I'm very quick to criticize addiction storylines because they are often heavily mishandled.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen this. I don't know.
Mental health storylines in general.
I might look into it. Mental health
Really
storylines are
mishandled.
tough lately, but at least they're trying, I suppose.
Yeah, we're learning.
We're getting there, yeah. Wish I had alternatives, but our millennials are really screwed. Don't get me started on the near impossibility to afford a mortgage. Yeah, the fact that wages around the world keep staying the same whilst expenses for everything keep increasing, that's an obvious giant problem because it just keeps expanding the wage disparity and creating a larger amount of poor people and a smaller amount of rich people and an almost non-existent middle.
So I also kind of just see it as like the expectation is staying the same along with the wages, while the environment and culture keeps moving, keeps changing. So it just doesn't fit anymore. So lots of people feel guilty that they don't have time for work, and then when they come home, they work, then they come home, are too tired to cook or clean, and then feel guilty when their house or apartment is a fucking mess. But the thing to keep in mind is these work hours, the like 40-hour or 38-hour work week, that was with the intention of one person's doing the job and the other person is doing the household stuff.
Yeah.
You're technically doing 2 full-time jobs.
Now,
You know?
Yeah.
And it sucks because instead we're just being like, well, you should just work harder. Fuck you.
Yeah, working harder is usually not the answer.
Yeah.
I can tell you from the experience of having done it. Luckily, I don't give a shit anymore about the expectations anyone has, but I had to get therapy to realize that. Yeah, fair enough. I still haven't told my parents about the therapy my mom told me I didn't need it.
Yes,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
You're going to get that a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of older generations have a real problem with therapy.
They're like, so why do you need therapy when you could just drink and beat your wife?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should not compare Isabella to Luisa in this situation. We should compare her to Abuela, who at the end addressed her behavior towards Mirabella and actually apologized. That's true.
Dead on.
Isabella did.
Dead on.
Sorry, Abuela did do that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
Abuela
like
Alma, right?
Abuela, yeah.
No,
Abuela Alma. Yeah,
Her
yeah,
name is
yeah.
Alma.
Yeah. It's Alma. Yeah. No, yeah. That's dead on because it shows that no, we can do this right. You just didn't do it with this other character.
Chose not to.
Which is because not even necessarily chose not to. Time constraints. They gave him an hour and a half.
Stop saying that.
They gave him an hour and a half for a movie that should have been 2 hours.
No, they didn't give them an hour and a half. Are you kidding me? If that's the case, why are all the other Disney movies of recent times longer than an hour and a half?
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
the reason is that either one of two things has happened. A, they've gone, fuck you, it's a Colombian movie, so we're giving you less money.
Yes.
Or 2, more likely, the people in charge were actually just trying to make it concise so that it would be the best thing they could put out, and they just missed a few things along the way.
It could be that. I just wouldn't be surprised if, Disney was just
be
like,
both.
we're going to give you less money, so this is going to have to be shorter.
Yeah, the only reason I disagree with that a little bit is just because Disney is all about doing the thing that makes them money.
True.
Didn't read this.
Oh, sorry.
Kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, Encanto was a Disney movie, not Pixar. And Disney movies always tend to lack something story-wise that Pixar solidly wraps up. I'd agree with that. Yeah.
True.
I love Euphoria. I have a lot of history with their storylines around mental health and addiction, and it felt incredibly accurate to my experiences. Rue reminded me a lot of my parents, but that's me. Okay, cool. Yeah, good. If you have experience in those areas and it makes sense to you, that's cool. Yeah. I just accidentally deleted my message and I don't feel like rewriting it. Thought I was able to edit it, lol. Oh, yeah, I don't know how this stuff works. In my family, we don't talk about mental issues, which is not healthy. Damn right, it's not healthy.
Damn
I'm
straight.
glad you could recognize that.
There is no carpet big enough.
To sweep things under.
Yeah.
My family doesn't think I need therapy. I just need Sky Daddy because there's a demon living in me. The 2 forced exorcism in my life were fun. Oh Jesus.
My god. Oh no.
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh, something for another stream. That's part of the reasons I don't like organized religion. I'm on the wait list for therapy now. I'm counting the days. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself ever. It's true. Mental health is equally important as physical health, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you can't mentally get through something, that's going to be an issue.
Oh, and you guys still saw the comment anyway. Good. Oh,
Well, there
sweet.
you go.
Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, it worked
You
out.
can't hide anything from us.
It's good I live with a sister who can do most of the house cleaning due to the working during the night, during janitorial or later stuff. Therefore, my body gets all worn out afterwards. Yeah. If you have
Yeah.
two people involved, the one person can
It's
take
great.
care of most of one thing, and the other person can take care of most of the other thing, or you can just trade-offs,
Yeah.
delegate jobs and stuff. Yeah,
It's good.
it's a tough one to get people to always work as a team because people don't always know how.
Yeah.
But if you can make it happen,
I mean, shit, this kind of even connects back to Encanto with how, like the expectation is there's like two people going to be taking up these roles and whatnot. Mind you, two people were going to be taking up these roles and taking care of this in this unprecedented time of wealth in this one specific instance in American history. Before that, it was way more common, like in Encanto, for entire families to live in the same house
yeah,
and pool their resources and effort.
yeah,
And like realistically, when you think of just the cost of living and just whether you're buying shit or if you're like fucking like living off land and stuff, you need lots of people to help with that. So having a large family unit that sticks together makes more sense.
it absolutely does. But this is, of course, why our family units need to treat each other better.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I think a big problem within a lot of these family units is the amount of just unself-awareness. Is
Yeah.
people in the family being like, "Hey, you fucking this up, and that's a problem,"
Yeah,
and without being like, "But I also fucked up this other thing."
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many people could sit there and be like, "Yes, you fucked up that, and I fucked up this, and we'll work on it together."
So few people.
The majority of people will be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I see a thing that's a problem, and it's your fault, and I'm not involved."
Yeah. You need to fix this.
Yeah.
You really need to fix this.
Too far.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I recently started therapy. We'll see how it goes.
Excellent.
Good. Yeah, definitely get into it. I still
Don't
gotta-
be discouraged if you find that the first therapist you go to isn't a good fit.
Oh yeah, you might need to go through a few.
You might have to go through a few. My first one wasn't good for me either. I just shopped around a little bit and then found one that worked for me. But
Although
yeah,
once you
don't be
get through like
discouraged.
5 or so, you might need to wonder if you're being too picky.
Yeah, they might be being
Not
too
always.
picky.
It's complicated.
Or it could even be that conventional therapy doesn't work for you. Like some people do just need another approach. But
Mm.
yeah.
Hang on. Okay, I still go to therapy because I'm not listening to people who overly focus on a story about the chosen one. So Star Wars was without fun.
Huh?
What? Because I'm not listening to people who overly focus on a story about the chosen ones. Oh, I'm thinking she means Jesus is the story one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sky Daddy.
Okay,
Fair enough.
Sure. Heading out to fry hush puppies, but lovely stream, guys. Wish love and health to you all in the chat.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jen. Catch you later.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
you're
are
probably
winding
already-
up, by the way.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna
that's
wrap
good
up
time.
soon.
Good time, yeah. Disney is all about the money, which is why they manufactured more Isabella merchandise. They would produce more money. Which
Yeah!
is right. Yeah, completely agree.
The toy sales speak for themselves.
Yeah.
The people have spoken.
100.
Louisa supremacy.
I really like that.
Yeah, same. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, it was hard to get on therapy, but I was legit on the verge of jumping in front of a train. I cried during the first session because I was so tired. Yeah.
That's brutal.
I'm not surprised. There's a lot of people under a lot of pressure, and yes, get therapy. You know, it's great if you have a friend who's understanding too, who could be
Yeah.
supportive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I found a way to at least save a decent amount of money for my college tuition since I finally started in May. Wish me luck, y'all. Good luck, Ben.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I think on that note, since we're all caught up,
It's
we'll
11:30.
wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this here.
Thanks to all you guys for coming. I guess for just this tiny last little bit, we'll put all socials on.
There are
the socials. Come to think of it, pretty much everyone here is probably following us, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe we'll stop putting
Yeah,
them up. I don't
maybe.
know. But yeah, thanks for joining in, and yeah, I guess we'll catch you same time next week.
No.
No?
No. Well, remember, we're doing every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Same time, week after next.
Because I'd rather be putting. This supremacy should have been the merch tag. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
But
get
yeah,
that on a shirt.
I'd prefer to put more effort into each episode rather than doing more
Yeah,
episodes.
that's fair. That's
You know
very
what
fair,
I mean?
especially right now.
Yeah, especially exactly.
Mm.
I mean, I can barely do anything.
Yeah.
Even just sitting here right now,
Yeah, it's hard.
it's not great.
Mm.
It's not fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up so that you can go lie down.
Mm.
All right, and I can eat something, I guess.
I'm glad you guys had fun here,
Yeah.
being here. And thank you for all the love and support. It always
Yeah.
matters to us.
It gets us through this shit. I mean,
It really helps.
I really can't stress. I'm not like trying to pressure you guys. I'm not trying to pressure you guys to comment more or anything like that. But
no.
seriously, like I was in such a fucking mood this morning, because of
Because of
seeing
one-
like there's one comment of someone just claiming that what Isabella was doing
It's not
wasn't bullying.
You're like, "You
But
fucking kidding
all
me?"
the positivity from you guys
does help.
is literally just like the cure
Yeah.
for all that shit. It's just drinking happiness juice, really. So I just want you guys to know, just how much I appreciate like all the love you guys give us, how much you care that we're taking care of ourselves too.
Mm,
It's mad. You guys are great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
much appreciated.
Yeah. All right.
All
We'll
right.
catch you later.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.